There we go. Okay, I was like,
Should we play
can they hear
Minecraft
us?
today?
Should we what? Play Minecraft? What's
Can we
Minecraft?
play Minecraft today?
So I feel bad actually. First of all, hi everybody. Welcome to the show.
Minecraft?
This is I almost said Lost Initiative. This is because we were just talking about it. This is
are we?
Aurorum. Oh, wrong song. Aurorum Regicide Season 3 Session 1. Welcome to the show. If you're used to being here, you know what kind of chaos is about to happen. If you're not, strap in. Strip in. There you go. We were actually just talking about him too. So
Yonda slept with the snake lady.
Not true. This is not factual.
That's factual. That happened.
Not canon.
No, it
No.
didn't happen.
Mm-mm.
Whatever.
Whoa! Rena's even fighting against it. Oh snap!
It's not canon. Sorry. You can't.
guys-
You can't just claim it and then not give either one of us a chance. I'm just kidding.
I wouldn't sleep with Ophios' sister like that.
That's not my sister.
yeah, that's what Joe Dirt said too.
That's Tim Allen.
Yeah, no.
I actually got most of my voice back today. I actually legit got like
You sound better.
How long have you been voiceless?
I've not had my normal voice, including today, for over 3 weeks. Pretty much since because when I started working from home, my work changed to being like a lot more talk. As crazy as that sounds, making like a ton of phone calls and stuff like that. So I lost my voice and I've been missing it.
Honey lemon ginger tea is the one tea that really helped. Ginger, for some reason, is like the cure-all for me when I have throat issues.
Problem is, I hate ginger. I think it's disgusting.
Oh, I love ginger.
Ginger is pretty good.
I won't bite into a ginger root straight, but I love ginger.
I like ginger snaps.
I also find ginger females very attractive, if they're attractive.
It depends on.
You find
Tyler
ginger
trying to
females?
shoot his shot first straight out of the gate.
Hey, you know,
Tyler, is COVID making you lonely? This needs to be your next YouTube video. Is COVID making you lonely? Are you a ginger who is also hot?
Boy, do we have the man
Are you
for
a hot ginger?
Do
Can
you
you
live in
cast a
this zip
spell
code?
on me? Whoa.
Oh, jeez, this is crazy. All right, moving on. Would you like to survive the apocalypse with Apocalypto?
Do you make a livable wage?
Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, I have groceries being delivered from 8 to 10. Sometime between 8
That's a
and
really
10
long
today.
time, bro. How many
Yeah,
groceries?
well, listen. I ordered the groceries a week and a half ago. This is when they're getting delivered.
Jokes
I
aside,
didn't get to choose it. This is just when they were available, and I'm like, I've been out of breakfast food and essential like ingredients to make food for like a week.
well, jokes aside, Tyler. When that happens, if you want us to, within the next possible moment, obviously you run off screen, we'll cut to break because you need to make sure that like any bags that you handle, you definitely wash your hands afterwards. Or like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So just in case, so we'll definitely take a break at that time to make sure that you're good because we don't want you to having any chances because you're special, Tyler. You're still
I
special.
am. If I get sick,
Yeah, but don't do that on stream because I mean, your views
You'll
will
get
go
Daelric
up,
banned
but-
if you do it on stream. So at least walk
Hey,
off camera.
hey,
I'm
my
at his
artwork
stream.
will go up. Hold on. I gotta lay down some sick strummins.
This is definitely like a Kickstarter thing.
Hold on. Does anybody know what this jingle is from? Hold on.
Maybe you can play it right. Jesus.
Gosh darn it! Right when you said it.
Right, Josh.
It's not from Regicide. Anyway, I do have this fantastic thing. Oops. There you go. There's your Regicide jingle. I'm done.
I'm
It's
just
hard to
saying.
go away.
I'm just saying. Before we get to the show, I'm just saying that I want that to be the theme song to when Tyler and I make a porn together.
Oh, it's lollipop. Lollipop. Ooh. Yeah, that's it.
Ooh,
Thank
lolly,
you.
lollipop.
Lolly-
Dun, dun, dun,
That's the
dun.
right note.
A little
Yep.
off, but
Lollipop.
kind of close.
Lolly, lolly, lollipop.
I almost got the Office like intro vibes.
Da-da-da.
No, that's just because Tyler makes you think of well, yeah.
Yes! Thank you, Crystal Cherry Chen. Crystal Chen.
He's losing it, guys.
This has literally been stuck in my head for 3 months. And I forgot how to do the strumming pattern. And I was like, what the hell was that? It's Lollipop. You are my hero. If I had my credit card right now, I would gift you like subs to every channel that
Would you
I'm friends
read the
with.
3 funny numbers off the back to all of chat?
What?
Yeah. That's all we need you to do is can you actually read us the 3 numbers off the back of your card for us? That's all you got to do. You don't need to do anything else. Just read the 3 numbers off the back of your card for
Just
us.
the 3 silly numbers.
Just the 3. Yeah, they're there for funsies, really. Oh,
He doesn't get
it's
it.
like a 731
Don't
or
be
like a
mean.
920, whatever it is. Oh, a 666.
Oh, you're talking about my credit card. Woof.
It didn't get caught in your hair? What?
I didn't know what you were talking about. On the back of what? I forgot I mentioned my credit card.
You know what? Actually, Josh, please, if you could,
Here,
and
I
we
will read you 3 numbers that are on the back. There are no numbers on this card.
what do we call
Hold
this
up
command?
to the camera too while you read it so I can see it's real.
Yeah, please. Just like hold it up and read the 3 numbers off the back for us.
All right. I'm holding it up.
Well, that's a bucket list.
950. This is when I was doing.
Why
math
was
or
my name
something.
4 times on your bucket list? Wait a second.
Wait, whose name was on the bucket list?
And why are 2 of them crossed out?
Oh, I guess the last one is just 6.
What were
Anyway,
the other ones? I thought they were all sex.
no, one was oral.
Okay,
different
moving on.
kinds.
The
Moving
other
on.
one was a hard
Moving on.
spanking.
Moving.
Lollipop,
Right.
lollipop, ooh, lolly, 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 lollipop. Yes, that's the thing. Ah!
And that's our session today, folks. I hope you had fun.
You don't understand, Scott. You don't understand the pain I've been in.
You are right, but you know what? You're making me keenly aware.
Exactly.
have,
That's the point of this whole session. Regicide. I'm regiciding your brain.
Daelric, do you have Twitter? Do you frequent Twitter?
Do I frequent Twitter?
Oh, I need to write a note.
I'm on Twitter. I don't go there very often
Oh, I
because
Did you
know.
see, you know this, like, post pictures of yourself at 20 years old thread that's been happening?
Yes.
Nope, but I look older at 20 than I do now.
Have you seen Mathis's pictures of when he was 20?
Oh yeah,
Do you wanna-
absolutely.
do you
It
wanna
depends.
see
Is he
mine?
showing real ones or is he showing the fake ones?
It's
Do you guys
him
want to see
LARPing.
my pictures of when I was 20? It's
Oh.
when my gut was cut open and they put a kidney in me.
Yeah, show it.
Yeah,
Put
I
it on
definitely
Twitter.
show those pictures.
You won't.
All right, I'm gonna drop my pre-surgery photo.
On
for
Twitter.
this.
But so
Just
when
for
Mike
you
used to
guys.
LARP, I would rag on him so hard because LARPing's for losers. I mean, come on. What kind of tool
true.
bag LARPs? Come on.
It's
come
true.
on. Come on.
I can
Let me
tell
see
you
if I
also
have these
LARP.
on here.
Oh, actually, no jokes. I have literally never LARPed. Like, this. I don't mean this to come off as like a.
Check out this stud, though. I'm putting it in your chat. Everyone, look at that stud.
I don't want this to come off as like a weird flex or anything, but like a ton of people started playing D&D in the area where I grew up because I started playing D&D back then and got like them all into it, and almost every one of them got into LARPing afterwards, but I didn't because I'm better than them. So I don't mean to be
good.
flexing, but
Yeah, good. No, that's a good thing.
Unfunny one over here. I was in a war zone, so we didn't have time for pictures.
Got
Josh,
time for a lot of
Josh,
pictures. Are you
Josh,
kidding?
was it really a war zone though? I mean, let's be
Get shot
serious.
at even.
That's like us in the future talking about 2020.
COVID. Was it really a pandemic?
Yeah. It was a pan, all right, but I don't think
Somebody's
demic was
like,
the
"Oh my
next
god,
word.
toilet
A
paper's
flash in
on
the
sale." We just
pandemic,
start
more like.
flashbacking.
Pandem.
I'm totally kidding, by the way, Josh.
Manium.
I almost found WMDs, except they weren't there, were they, Josh? They weren't there, were they, Josh? You know
I
what?
almost found them.
The problems
Every
in the
single
Middle
time I
East,
go
all
out, I
Josh's
almost
fault.
find.
All Josh's fault. You know what I mean?
Guys, I went out today to get groceries and I almost found some illegal drugs.
Almost.
Almost.
I mean, they are still illegal in Florida, aren't they?
All of them are, yeah.
Yeah, you should really just legalize the bath
Unless a little doctor puts his little funny scribbles on a piece of paper, you can't get him for legally.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. It's in there.
What's in there?
Oh.
Is that you at a Cincinnati game?
Nope, I'm not at a UC game. That is at state championship for water polo. After I had graduated, I went back and
It's a little scary.
I want to make some comments about it, but I'm not going
uncomfortable.
to.
It says what time is it? My response is tool time.
No. What time is it?
Tool
Was a water
time.
polo thing. Where
Yep.
we go. What time is it? Game time. Whoo! That's what.
Definitely tool time. Yep.
No. Anyway, but yeah,
That's a good point. Is that like a what's his name? God damn it, Prime Minister of country nobody cares about.
Listen,
Canada.
when I was 20, I was in the best shape of my life. I was 195 pounds. I could squat 415 pounds. I was playing collegiate football.
Get ready for the
Big
football story.
muscles.
And
I was captain of the
I
team.
peaked in high school.
no, that's not what I was saying. I was about
My
to
pick of the
say, and
girls.
that's when literally on my 21st birthday, I found out I needed to have a kidney transplant and go on dialysis. So don't even. No, it was my 20th birthday. When I turned 20, that's what happened.
There's a picture of Mathis at his 20th birthday. Look at you and look at Mathis and tell me. You guys are definitely a
I don't
different
think that was
social
his
teams
20th
all through
birthday.
high school.
But I know Mike's 21st birthday. I finally got him to drink with me. God, that took forever. Anyways, stories for a different time. Hi, everybody. If you're watching on YouTube when this gets uploaded onto YouTube in 2022, could somebody just go ahead and drop a ping right here saying that this is where the session actually starts? Thanks. We're only 11 minutes and 45 seconds in.
I blame Scott.
I'm fine with it.
I think it was mostly me, but okay. I like blaming Scott.
I'm cool with it. Yeah, but 10 of those minutes, Steve, were not real. So last time on this session was actually the preseason. The last time of this campaign was actually the preseason session. The one where we were kind of like shoring up a lot of details from the closing of last season and getting this season kind of like started up. And we finished with us kind of saying that we're going to jump forward just a few days, having everything had already resolved itself. So more or less, her being there, the fact that you had already spoken to what's his name. Laszlo, he's fine. He's like
Not Laszlo. It was the other
Lance.
guy.
Lance, sorry. Lance is perfectly
Vance?
fine with the situation because Vance.
Vance.
Lance.
I'm confused.
Vance is perfectly fine with the situation because it's one of those things where he's like, well, this is somebody that you knew, like somebody that you trust that happens to be good at this kind of stuff. Well, you trust me and you just met me. Who am I to complain about you trusting somebody that you've known for a long time? You know what I mean? So they're perfectly fine with the plan. Laszlo, of course, is like, oh, you guys going without Rena? Oh, no, I'm going with you? And Rena's going too? Wait, what am I doing? Actually, I believe Laszlo is staying here and you guys are moving on without him.
And Laszlo doesn't know about
No,
any of it.
no, only Vance does and yourselves. And obviously, what's her name?
Now, we needed to do some rolls, if you remember right, Scott. Yondas needed to identify the magic dagger. Rena and I needed to work on the forging things because she was going to forge a thing and work on the shield.
Yep, and that's what I wanted to start off this session with because I wanted to, well, Messi's I honestly forgot about, but with Rena's one, because I wanted to start off with what you guys did completing that time that you had in that gap before you actually are leaving the city. So just to get Messi's out of the way for funsy funds, why don't you go ahead and roll me that failed Arcana check, please, sir?
No, it's the identify spell.
Doesn't the identify spell give it to me for free?
Fine, cast identify.
No, I can
Fine,
roll for it if you want.
Arcana. Fine, I will roll an Arcana for that. Fine.
Is your Arcana higher than mine?
It's a Loper thing, so I have the Loper knowledge increase. So I will roll an Arcana to see if I can identify that magic dagger.
I'm just gonna
How
put
about
the.
that? Is that
I'm just
fair?
Well, no, it's not. But I'll let you do it. So.
I just want to do it. There you go, Scott. I rolled a 21.
And also that.
And that 21, my apologies, was for for rolling for what, Tyler?
That magic dagger.
The magic dagger from before, or like
I had pulled off the Loper, not the growing shortening one, the one from the Loper way back.
way back when.
Didn't Daelric
Gotcha.
say he didn't have that paper anymore? He had no idea what it was?
Nope, it's all good. So you got it actually off of a loper that you were fighting with. So the problem with the identify spell is that it tells you nothing.
Oh.
Yeah, because it was loper magic.
However, while you're like, there's nothing here, there's no magic here, Tyler's like, hold on, let me see that dagger. And what he does is he actually takes it and he's able to fiddle with the dagger just a little bit. Just kind of like fiddling with the dagger, trying to like find out the magics. And what it is as he's like using the dagger, it's one of those things where like while you're watching him do this, your detect magic, identify, whatever it is, it's on messy. You're actually able to see that like while he's fiddling with it, it's like, whoa, hold on. You just did something. You just made something happen. Do that again. And it's kind of like an experimentation that goes on over the course of like this 2 hours or whatever it is, where he's just kind of like playing with the thing and occasionally causes like a triggering effect to happen that you like, he doesn't necessarily notice, but you do. And in tandem working together, you do eventually realize the dagger does have a nifty magical effects to it. Actually, funny enough, that dagger allows you to speed up your movements for a short period of time. But in speeding up your movements, so accelerating your own time, it comes at a small cost. So you can actually speed up your movements for, so activating the dagger would just be a swift action, and you can speed up your movements for, this is like casting a haste spell on you, for a number of rounds up to 3. But then after that effect ends, you then suffer the effects of the slow spell for the same number of rounds that you were hasted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Comprende?
Remember,
swift action
this is,
haste, 1 to 3 rounds. You end it whenever you'd like, but then you're hit with the same number of 1 to 3 rounds of slow.
Okay, so he had given that to you.
So I can decide 1, 2, or 3 rounds?
You can
turn
choose
it
at
off.
the end of a round to turn it off. Or
Yeah,
say at the start of
Does
a round.
that take an action?
No, free action to end it, and it's
Cool.
it would be at the start of your next turn before you do anything else. Leave it on and turn it off.
Cool.
This dagger was the thing I was stabbing the dead bodies with at the zombie field as well.
Nice. Beautiful.
So, that's all yours, Yondis.
Thanks. Ophios is such a nice man. Snake.
Yes, Yondis. Seems haste would be useful for you.
Actually, funny enough, doesn't haste allow you a bonus action additional attack? Or does it give you an extra attack when you're already making the attack action?
I'll figure it
It
out.
gives him advantage
Just look up
on
haste.
something.
Just
I have
look
my
up
book over
haste
here, yeah.
under
I'll get my book.
No, you don't need to do that. Okay. Bye, Messi.
Don't worry, I got my book.
It's faster.
Okay.
It's alphabetical.
I got it right here. So
Yeah.
the way haste works is choose a willing target within range. This spell ends. The speed is doubled. Wow, holy shit! Speed is doubled. Very, 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 very powerful for a rogue.
Yeah, that's why I gave it to him.
Plus
Remember?
2 to AC, advantage in dexterity saving throws, and gains an additional attack on each of its turns. It does not have to use the bonus.
Here we go,
action to do
haste.
so.
Well, the bonus action is to activate.
Because you know
it when he
action
gets
on
hit.
each of his turns. Holy shit!
Did you
Yeah.
need to do? Do you want to take back?
Yeah, that's definitely a weapon that's better for either Rena or for what's your name? Messi.
Yondis.
Yondis. Rena or Yondis, I think it's a really good item for.
Well, that's why I gave it to Yondis, because the slow spell would have less effects on him because he can double move if necessary.
But it is a dagger, right?
It's a dagger. That's
and I
why.
have to be using it in order to haste. So I can't use it, put it away, and use my short.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're already a dagger guy, aren't you?
Yeah.
No, he has short swords, but see, this would give you haste, and then you could attack twice with the same short sword. You wouldn't have to use the offhand attack. You would get sneak attack because it gives you advantage on some things.
Yeah. And then I just get a free bonus action, basically. Because I still get a bonus, right?
Yeah. You have,
plus 2 to
so you have
AC
2
is nice,
actions,
so.
a bonus action, and move,
Yeah.
which you normally have. Cool.
Yeah,
so
Steve, I know I had
basically
my
gives me
tongue
free
saved.
bonus. Cool.
It's the change.
All right,
it's
Rena,
not
I
saved.
need you to do me a big favor here.
What's
the
that?
slow spell do?
You ready for me, Rena?
I'm ready.
Unlike in Kingdom 2 Crowns, don't suck. Can you handle that? I know it's a little tough for you.
Is this
I mean,
for,
no,
is
but-
this for her building stuff with the Loper blood?
Correct. This is for...
Is it
And you also have advantage on the shield, thanks to me from previously.
Wow. I'm sorry. Do you want a little bit more credit though, Tyler? Just a little. Not too much. Just a little.
I-
Just a
no,
little.
Wait,
she
which
doesn't
one are you
have
doing
advantage on the
first?
forging with the blood. I'm talking about the shield. I wanted her to remember that it wasn't
Yeah.
giving myself credit. Was that she gets advantage?
No, Tyler. It's cool. We all
Tyler, I
know.
recognized you. It's okay. I'm just kidding. All right. So I'm doing
Put my
the.
green screen back on.
What am I making?
Coward.
I don't know if we decided if I'm making an axe or a
That was your decision.
sword.
You have the metal of 2 battle axes.
Well, realistically, I mean,
it'd
you don't
make more
necessarily.
sense to
You
do
can just
an
have.
axe.
You can just use any metal. Rena, realistically, do you need a weapon when you have a Loper weapon that can shrink and grow? Because there's 2 of them in the party now. Tyler obviously took the new one, and
Messi has it.
Messi's the new one, the one you got off the big Loper, off the Kringal Loper.
Yeah.
I can give it up if I have this dagger, because I'm not going to need it.
Yeah, I'll take it then. You can give it back.
Here
to
you
me.
go, Ophios.
I can get rid of this dagger. Yeah. Actually, it was on my character sheet.
We do have 2
apparently you
though.
didn't have
I guess I already gave it back to you.
Yeah, you refresh Aklo, you'll be fine. So yeah, Kringal Loper, you gave that to Messi? Okay, cool. And Rena, you
I have
give it
the.
back.
Okay, thank you. And Rena, you have the other Loper sword because
Yes.
you used it. So
Yes.
it's up to you if you want to forge a weapon or if you want to use their blood to do something else. Like, for instance, you've never forged yourself armor and you definitely want to finish forging that shield.
I
Maybe
would
use
like
that
actually
shield.
would like to make armor for myself.
Okay.
So I can get rid of this stupid.
One thing I can say is making armor actually takes time, more than just a week's time. Because like armor takes a lot of forming and shaping, unless you're just like pouring it into a mold, right? Armor actually takes a good amount of time.
When is
So-
all this taking place?
This is all that 1 week after you giving your speech with a head being thrown into the crowd from the state building.
so right
to
after
leaving.
we're just picking up where we left off.
A few days after.
This is
the pre-session.
backtracking, yeah.
Yep. No, this is This is what happened during that gap of time.
So how much time do I have?
1
Before
week.
we leave.
1 week was what you had that you were working. So, did you want to finish the shield first? And if so, were you using any of the Loper materials? That's what we're going to call them, so it sounds less horrible. In doing so.
Well, the
Can I
blood is
split
going to
it?
be preserved because it's in the bottle. We have the body and the head if you want to use that.
Yeah, can I use some on the shield and some on my armor? Or what are you saying?
I'm sorry, say it one more time. Do you want to use some of the? Yeah. Do you, more or less, do you want to use these Loper materials? Aren't going to last forever, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I like split it between the 2?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
We can
bef-
save the blood.
So what do you want to do first
before
before you roll for anything, Rena? What do you want to do first?
Let's do the shield first because we had already talked about doing that.
Okay. So with the shield, you're welcome to roll. And as Tyler said, because of his previous attempt to help you, he gets a roll with advantage.
Okay.
Now, remember, let's talk about the shield if you don't remember what it was doing beforehand. It had this, like, corrosive material on it.
Yes, I do remember. And every time I kept working on it, it was continuously, like, rusting or, like, breaking down.
Correct,
Like,
'cause it
as
has
I
this-
was hammering onto it, was, like, rusting over. And I made it worse than it was and then had to stop, so.
Because it was like a broken down old magical shield, correct?
Yeah.
So, because you never learned what its magical effects are. Cool.
We learned that it was necrotic and that it possibly had something to do with pulling life force or something with regard to that. That's all we learned about.
Correct. So you don't even know exactly what it is that it does. Actually, remind me where you picked that up from.
The zombie field.
That's right. Perfect. So, Rena, you can go ahead and you can roll me your check.
And the shield, you were just saying the armor was going to take longer. The shield would, how long would that take?
Just a couple of days to have finished it up because you'd already done so. Or even in theory, a day to finish it. It all depends on the check result. Don't forget about
Okay.
advantage.
So Smith's tools, and then what's the attribute?
For this one, because you're trying to mess with it, we can say intelligence.
Yeah, the shield was.
Because you're playing with the magics on it.
Okay.
And I imagine Ophios is helping you during. Oh shit! You rolled.
Oh God.
You rolled horribly, Rena. Would you
awful.
like to luck die that, Rena, to pick it up from the gutter?
I guess so. I
Wait,
don't know
can
how
she
many luck
use
we
a
have.
superiority die to affect skill checks?
No, it's just that's for. Let's try it.
Cute,
Ah,
cute,
damn.
Tyler. I appreciate the cuteness.
I didn't know if that was a thing. That's why I asked. It's an 11. God damn.
So what ends up happening is as you're working on the shield, it unfortunately breaks down even more. The shield is still together enough that you could finish fixing it, but now, no matter what you do, the shield is going to have kind of a brittled condition. If you are able to eventually finish fixing it, it's going to have a bit of a brittled condition to it, where, honestly, it could break. I'm not going to say easily. Somebody has to go, like, be trying to break it. But if they were,
Sell
it
it.
wouldn't be too horribly difficult for them to do so. You think somebody wants
Sell
this
it.
thing? You think somebody wants
Sell
this?
it.
Yeah, I'll give you a copper for
Toss
your
it in the
scrap
trash.
metal. Yeah, that there you go. So if you were to finish crafting it, they would be able to.
Damn.
It's just going to be a bit brittle, but you could still bring forward its magical effects. It's up to you
We
if
need
you
a
want to
new
spend another day
Smith,
trying.
Mathiondis. We need a new Smith.
One bad roll and I'm already kicked from the team.
All right, I'll roll that
Two on the
connect
same item. Both. Two on the same item. Once with
So
advantage.
what are we doing with it? How can I bring forth its magical?
Oh, you have
qualities?
to try that again and not suck.
Do that again?
Yeah, and just not be awful.
I mean, it's not going to be worth much anyway.
Does she get advantage anyway?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just say we get rid of it.
You
Let's
still
throw
give
it in the
advantage.
chest. Let's open the chest and put it in there.
That's not going to go horribly.
Daelric, turn off my green.
Oh my god. She
What were you
rolled a nat
saying?
20 this time.
What were you saying, Tyler?
Oh, you want your backgrounds, Messy? Is
Does
what you're
that
saying?
does that remove
Yeah.
the brittled condition, Scott? Because it's a
What were you
20.
Well, I mean, that's a beautiful roll. Does it actually ruin, like, does it actually... There you go, Messy.
Thanks.
Oh. Sorry, does that actually, I don't know, Rena, are you happy with your 23, or do you want to modify that to be the next tier of awesome?
I mean, I think I'm happy with that. Or should I roll luck?
Does luck work now, or is it still all broken?
I
it's
don't know.
working.
He might say the criteria
Only
is
have
25 to have it repaired.
Oh,
So
looks
maybe
like it
we
works.
should try it.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
26.
Rena, you are able to work in some other metals while you're in the middle of working on this. You find a moment where, like, as you're allowing, like, your little reaction that you have going on, magical reaction going on with Ophios' aid. Actually, at one point in time, Rena Jr. Is able to come into the room and be like, oh, you're actually approaching this slightly. Ophios, try this instead. And we'll, like, hand you a reagent that you weren't thinking about using. And you give her, like,
Rena Jr.
you give RJ. You give her like a like a kind of questioning look, but when you add that like little bit in there, it actually is almost like a stabling agent, which not only makes the reaction go well, but actually gives Rena the opportunity to be like, I honestly think if I act quick enough, I can probably bind some more steel to the areas that have already been like kind of injured, and she's actually able to fix it just enough that, sure, it's still going to have pock marks in it, it's still going to look like a beat up shield, but it no longer has a brittled condition. And you're able to finish polishing off the shield. Rena, this is the way the shield works. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Not only is it a shield, it's a magical shield. It's not a +1 shield. You'd have had to have succeeded better earlier on for that one.
God
But
damn it.
when somebody strikes you, you can actually use a reaction to cause them to take 1d6 necrotic damage. However, every time you use that ability, there is a chance that it has a backlash on you where it actually can do a bit of necrotic to you. That's something that you can actually remove from the shield, but would require even more working on it.
Okay.
It's up to you if you want to keep working on the shield to remove the backlash.
Probably am good with that for right now.
Can you-
She'll come back to it at a different time.
I mean,
Well,
I'd go
if you do
all
it
in
now,
on
that would
think
help,
you'd go
that
it-
would
you'd
help
think you-
Ophios a lot.
Yeah, I'd go all
I
in
thought you
on
wanted a new Smith.
it. Well, let's see how you do on the third roll, and then
So
we'll
it's me
decide.
joking. My jokes come back and hurt me all the time. It's normal.
So this time, you're going to be rolling normal. However,
Oh, okay.
when I say you're rolling normal, somebody actually specifically said Winifred's Wisdom Rena.
Oh.
So you can choose to have advantage on this roll if you'd like. Now, mind you, it's an item for Tyler. So if you chose to roll normal and not do that, and then you chose to roll natty 1, that'd be funny.
I was gonna ask you, Scott, because we have potions of blessed weapon oil. Can that work on a shield? Is a shield a weapon?
If the shield is like a weapon that you can use, technically in 5e, I don't think it is, but I do like shield bashing. I just think only
Yeah.
a feat allows shield bash.
Correct.
Yeah,
I would say
Correct.
yes if it was a spiked shield. This is not a spiked shield.
We're
Okay.
still doing intelligence, right?
Yeah. The reason
But
I was
still-
bringing that up is because we have these oils for forging, is what I thought about it, and that I just wanted to tell Rena that because we have blessed weapon oil. We have.
Well, blessed weapon oil and stuff like that, it's not for specifically forged. It's actually for you spend an action, you put it on your weapon. Now your weapon has the blessed quality on it
Gross.
for a period of.
Like 10 minutes or something.
I
yeah.
want to put it. I want to
Say
forge
gross.
it into it.
You say gross like you're pouring like Jesus semen on it or something like that.
No, it's gross because It's gross because it could be so much cooler if you could actually use it.
Oh, hey, yeah, have fun with it. Absolutely. Like
Wait, what's
my
gross about
Hey,
Jesus?
I'm gonna roll.
Yeah,
Is she rolling int still?
Oh, good roll.
Rena, do you want
it
to
did normal.
do you want to modify that roll? I mean, you have a 25% chance of getting that next tier.
This is also
No.
this is also once again this is also without using your advantage. So I'm very proud of this roll.
Rena, you have a 25% chance of getting to that next tier of awesome.
Oh, we have 3 luck die. Do it.
He's baiting you. He's baiting you. Don't do it.
How am I baiting you?
There's a
You have a
25% chance to get our item
Yeah.
a little bit better. What a waste.
Whoa, a little bit better. Who knows what happens?
That's
when you get
huge on
25.
items.
It's up to you,
Messi.
Rena.
No.
Go ahead.
I mean, we have
It's a
3
permanent
left,
item.
No.
So
I think it's
Don't
fine.
do it.
No, I think it's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not gonna do it.
It's a trick.
No luck.
Okay, so you
Being in the
actually do
21.
fix the glitch. So if you take if an attack roll hits you and misses, so if somebody attacks you and hits you, you're actually able to use a reaction to make them take 1d6 necrotic damage.
Okay, sweet.
There is a
Sick.
limit. There is a limitation to it. You can do it. What is it? 4 times a day. Oh, sorry, 4 times a short rest, which for this campaign is probably unlimited.
pretty much, and that works for me because that would give me because short rests give me everything back.
Yeah.
Can Giannis have the shield? He's going to use shields now.
I've always used shields.
I can't
No.
remember. I can't remember what we said about the shields. Like
You had
I
decided
remember
not to because we had talked about your great weapon fighting and why that was important. Because
at the time,
and
yeah.
your
I
two-handed
think
stuff,
when you
all those things.
first gave me the shield, I don't know. Oh well, we did talk about using it, but then we changed weapons and stuff. So I don't know. I would most likely not use the shield myself, because I want to make better armor and then
Give it to Giannis instead.
I've got
I
my
understand.
weapons.
So Rena, for the armor you want to
I'll
make,
just set it in between you both and let you fight over it.
Rena, for the armor you want to make, are you looking to make medium armor, heavy armor? What are you leaning towards?
What did I have?
I think you're a
Before or
medium armor
currently?
person. Oh, let me look at your stats.
She had the plate from the general dude, but
That's right. You have a +2 dexterity, so you want to stick with medium armor. And currently, what you got off of him, I think I was pretty nice to you and gave you breastplate, which I did.
Yeah, it was breastplate.
So breastplate's pretty balla. It doesn't get much better than that unless you because like when it comes to medium armor, breastplate is 14 plus your dex, so 2, so 16 AC.
didn't
Next
she
up from there is
lose that? Did she lose that armor though?
No, I still
The
have.
breastplate.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if she lost it.
She
in
took
the
it off
fight
or
in the
whatever at
mud.
one point,
Okay.
but no. The next one up there from that arena is half plate. The thing about half plate is it's 15 plus dex, so it's 1 higher AC, but it also imposes a disadvantage to your stealth checks when you make them. But on top of that, it's also double the weight. So realistically, if you wanted to do something like half plate, you'd realistically want to try to get like super rare materials to make it worth your while. And there actually are rare materials in this world. As a matter of fact, Rena, not only are you in a region where rare materials come from, this is Vala, which took over a good portion of Tizian, and Tizian has lots of rare materials, specifically Curse Vault. You currently have a weapon being crafted for Tyler. You could potentially go up there and purchase rare materials.
Didn't they
You also
give
wanna
us a
find
bunch,
a-
but we gave them to that smith?
Wait, what?
They,
Oh,
one
yeah.
dude said he would give us, like,
You're making a weapon for yourself, a falchion.
yeah.
Specifically a cold iron falchion. So Rena,
Can we contact her and tell her to turn that into armor instead?
oh god,
'Cause-
partway through the job, and it's a way different number of metal.
She said it takes like a year to craft
So-
weapons and stuff. So no, I'll just do a medium armor breastplate for now.
So breastplate is 20 pounds. So this is something that you can imagine. I mean, in my mind, and I know there's no rules for this in 5e. There's no rules for crafting. But I imagine that something that takes like breastplate to craft, that's going to take you better part of a month to be able to craft that the quality way. Not just like, I poured it into a mold, tapped it a few times, and hey, that's good. So I can see your character maybe spending some time gathering the materials for this. And
Josh
working
says there are
towards-
rules.
well, there's downtime rules, but I mean, who looks at the fine? Let's look at them, Josh. They're just garbage. Like the 5e downtime rules are garbage.
Forge Cleric can craft something overnight. If
Yeah, but that's different though. That's very different from
actual craft like Forge.
Yeah. So yeah, crafting for official 5e. For every day of downtime you spend crafting, you can craft one or more items with a market value not exceeding 5 gold pieces, and you must expend Every day is 5 gold piece increments. So you're realistically that armor 400 gold. So what's that? 80 days. So you're talking almost 3 months to craft it with their system, right? 400 divided by 5 is 80.
No.
Am I wrong? Prove me wrong, Messi. That's what I thought. So yeah, it sounds like we're not going to use that. So anyways, yeah, what you can do is right now start collecting the materials for crafting yourself some quality armor. Okay.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is instead of having that, I'm going to have a number of like measured successes to go towards this, kind of like what I was doing with your shield just now. Mm-hmm. So for crafting, that's less about intelligence. Usually it's more going to be like a strength or constitution, depending on what you're crafting, how you're crafting it. The only reason why that was intelligence, it was magic. For this one, I'm actually going to also have you roll with a craft intelligence as you're gathering the materials, or wisdom if you prefer that, for gathering the materials. Or charisma if you prefer that, because it's finding the right merchants or knowing the right supplies or working off of my instinct.
Can she ask her comrades to roll for her?
Comrades, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, for this thing, I imagine your characters are all quite occupied with your own stuff at this time for gathering materials for crafting. So I'd say no. Rena, you do still have Winifred's wisdom.
Oh, so I can roll with advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm just using Smith's tools and then whichever of those attributes you said.
That's actually right, chat right there. 3 months of standing around crafting, Vance would be very happy with you. No, this is good. This is good.
Quick question, Scott.
Shoot.
How should I put the necrotic shield on my character sheet?
Honestly, almost like a casting, like a casted item, or like or like an attack. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but do I have to roll an attack roll, or does it automatically?
No, it's a reaction. They just take the 1d6.
Okay, then I'll just put it in as a spell.
You have a 13, which kind of sucks. And why don't you roll me your luck die, because you know you want to. Arena, did you wisdom or charisma that?
Wisdom.
Okay.
Damn. I hit it, but nothing happened, so I don't want to hit it again.
Yeah, I know, because you guys technically got one too many luck in the luck pool before, because I was like, it's been 45 seconds. I must have not pressed it right. And I clicked again, but then luckily somebody gave you another luck afterwards. So I was like, it ought to take care of itself. Sorry, chat, while we wait for Roll20 to be affected by COVID. Or COVID.
Why is Roll20 sneezing?
Well then.
Should I try it again?
It says Smith's Tools. Is that the right roll? Absolutely.
Oh, nope. It showed up. It showed up.
Yay, you got a 15. Perfect. So you go and you more or less start sending the feelers out there to get the correct materials brought here, so on and so forth, for you to be able to continue moving forward. Yes, it is Smith's Tools. That is correct. And Rena just used Wisdom to roll it. Cool. Anything else that you guys were doing in this downtime time? I don't believe so. I think we're just moving on to what you're actually going for an adventure for.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Beautiful. So your characters are finally, it's the day that you intended to leave. You have everything in place. Laszlo can't know. He's going to be kind of elsewhere. And Rena is almost going to sneak out the back door so Dad doesn't see her sneaking off to prom with her friends. And the two of you will be able to walk out to start heading from Momly over to Zholgov, where you're hoping to meet up with Mathis Cuddy. Hoping to meet up with him so you guys can finally, I suppose, aid him in his fight. If, that's what you want to do. Anything else in this town? Are we moving on? Going once? Going twice?
I guess as long as Ophelia's fine.
Yeah.
We're getting out of here.
Ophelia's perfectly fine.
Okay.
You guys have all the supplies you need?
We have the horses.
We have the horses. We have our weapons. I can't think of anything else.
We have the chest.
Unless we wanted to grab the crystals. We have the chest.
The bombs?
Oh,
Yeah, the crystals, the bombs.
Who needs those?
What?
How many do we have?
We could take like a few.
Oh wait, so Josh's math there says that if Rena were to be working on the armor by herself, it would take 8 weeks to finish, which to me sounds more in line with what I was kind of hoping for it to be.
Yeah.
8 weeks. Wait, 8 weeks, 8 times. No, it's
you
still a
said
little
like a
bit.
month.
Yeah, it's still more than what I wanted it to be. I was kind of hoping closer to actually 6 weeks or so, but that's fine. 8 weeks, but if you had 2 people working on it, so let's say you just had like an NPC that was able to aid you in this, it would immediately go down from 8 weeks to 4 weeks, which is where I'd want it to be. So more or less Rena with an apprentice, that's where I wanted it to be, my apologies. So then if you had more people assisting, as long as it's feasible, the DM allows it, makes sense. Like say, oh yeah, but actually Tyler's helping me. But the other thing is if the item's technically magical, that means its value actually skyrockets, which means the amount of time that you need to work on it takes even longer, blah, blah, blah. But we can worry about that one later, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
How do I rename this resource to be the shield?
What are you doing?
I'm putting it over by like hex blades and spell slots.
You just click underneath and say, shield versus other resources, shield. There you go.
That's actually
Really?
really cool, Josh.
It was that easy?
Yeah.
I
Choose
tried
it.
to click there before and it didn't work.
And where's your actual attack? How do you have it on there?
I haven't added it yet.
Oh, okay, cool.
I was gonna put it in as a spell.
Yeah, honestly, it doesn't even have to be as a spell. It could also be as a attack, without an attack roll. So like over here, you like so if you go over here, you actually unclick the attack, and the damage is just 1d6, and you write necrotic. You don't add strength. You add nothing to it. Close. And you just call this, shield. However you want to name that, and you're good.
Okay. That works.
Perfect. Awesome. So let's keep launching forward. So you guys are leaving the town of Momly. It's one of those things where, of course, you get on your horses. It's not a crazy long trek to get from A to B, but nonetheless, it is still a bit of a walk. What is it? 3 hexes? Just to remind myself, 3 hexes on this kind of terrain should actually take you.
Are we talking about investigating any of the hexes?
Yeah, we were talking about trying to.
Oh, so if you're doing that, you're
Discover.
spending more time, and I think you had come to the conclusion you don't have time to investigate those hexes.
We spent 3 days. They said it'd be a week, so we probably don't have time. He's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we're just making a mad dash for them.
Yep, and then you can always investigate on the way back and stuff like that too. And I believe we had talked about how long it takes to get from A to B beforehand on your horses. On this trek, it's 3 hours per. 4 hours per. You're traveling 3 hexes, that's 12 hours. I believe you wanted to push for the first day, or did you want to get there on the second day? We had made this decision beforehand. Was it just travel?
The first day? I think we were pushing.
Oh, you wanted to push? Cool. Then I just
Yeah.
need from everybody Constitution saves.
Okay.
Get up both sheets because you need to do it for both you and your horse, each of you.
I don't still have advantage, do I?
Nope, you used that already, and you can thank
Did she?
Aklo for it.
Thank you, Aklo.
She used it for your shield.
No, she didn't.
Yes, I
She
did.
rolled normal for that.
No, not the shield.
So the armor, the armor.
armor. We were talking about the armor.
Oh.
Constitution save.
This is great for me. I'm so good at Constitution.
Don't forget your horse, Rena.
Yay.
My horse?
Yep.
Maybe roll a con save with the horse.
You actually open up the horse's character sheet. You guys have a universal one that you share.
Yeah, I see it. I just don't.
Do we each have to do
This?
that?
Yep.
That?
Yep. Nice and easy.
Okay.
Perfect, Messy.
Yeah, I did great.
Click.
Wait, how do I do a saving throw on a horse?
You just click on con.
Yep.
You don't do a saving throw. Just click on the stat.
Correct. And Rena's going to do it too, and then we're good. Oh, man. Ophios is riding the horse so horribly that the horse takes a... so Rena's horse is the only one that really gets fucked. So what happens is while you guys are riding, you're riding hard. Both Yondas and Ophios, honestly, they've been off the road for like weeks now. The exception that last time they left the road, they were stuck in torrential downpour endlessly, and they hated it. They felt cursed because of it. It was miserable. And then it just kept going and going and going. So and before that and after that, they hadn't been on the road for so long. They just like not in the right mindset and just aren't kind of like ready for it. They almost like fell out of shape when it comes to it. So they just gain a level of exhaustion just in that first additional hour. Beyond that, Ophios never feels comfortable on a horse being a snake. And so he's just always shifting and whatnot and wears on the horse, giving the horse a level of exhaustion. Rena, however, is leaning into it. She is not tired. She's ready. There's a job to be done. This is not Ophios' task of kill lopers. This is Rena's task. We are literally overthrowing the second of the three central governments in all of Vala. Yes, she cares about all of Peredhel falling, but most importantly, she cares about Vala. This, to some degree or another, was her homeland for generations, and they just came in and took it. She wants them out. She's leaning into it. Potentially so much so, she was taking the harder roads, wearing the two lazy boys out, and then, unfortunately, twisted the horse's ankle. Yes, the horse can keep going, but it is going to be rolling its con saves with disadvantage. That's only one additional hour of riding. It's kind of getting late into the day. You know, everybody's getting hungry and tired, and she pushed you guys, and this is what happens. Feel free to keep pushing. You are entirely welcome to do so. And I think you wanted to try to get as far as you possibly could in this first night.
Yeah, but we had also made sure that we didn't necessarily have to rush if we didn't need to, was what we had discussed beforehand. We wanted to push, but we also realized that if we wanted to push, we had an extra amount in case something happened. Because we want to make sure we get into Zholgov without exhaustion.
Yeah, we should rest.
And we should... I imagine Rena would probably say she needs to tend to the horse or something.
Yeah, can I help it at all? That's what I would want to do.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can spend a handle animal and a medicine check. And we're going to move your characters where you belong.
Can I just heal it with a spell?
Technically speaking, that would heal its wounds. It would make it so that she would have advantage on her medicine check to wrap it up, unless you have lesser restoration.
A potion or
whatever. Either way you want.
All I have is healing word.
Okay, then no. The spell would just give her advantage.
Okay. Do we have a healing potion? Do you know?
And just so you know, Messy, you don't technically have to do that. If you actually are just kind of like doing like a short rest before your long rest, more or less wasting an extra hour, not the end of the world. You can actually, what's the word I'm looking for? Use your Song of Rest, and it's a bard ability. At level 3, you got it, I think, or level 2.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. So, Rena, you can make a medicine check with advantage.
Okay.
I want him to play his banjo at the horse though.
Please don't.
Please make the horse fall in love with Yondas. Do it. Do it.
No, if that's what it does.
Oh, snap.
Actually, Rena, it's one of those funny things where when you were working with Ophios and he was trying to help you manipulate these magics using his own, your character is no mage by any stretch of the imagination. But you seem to have found a rhythm, like a groove to it. You actually almost could like sense where the magic was. And can like reach out and use that magic to your advantage, combing those like energies into the shield to bring it to its full power. Something similar happens when you go over to tend to the horse. Jan just kind of like, let me see if I can help you, and he plays like a couple of notes on his he starts humming a couple of words.
Oops.
You sneakily attacked it and healed it, so it takes 3 additional damage.
You sneakily came and helped me.
Oops.
He's like, I'm gonna help, but I'm gonna make sure she doesn't know I'm
Didn't
helping.
realize I could sneak attack my heals. All right.
You're actually a doctor on the front lines of COVID. You heal them 6, but take 9.
Fair.
Sorry.
That's a good analogy.
So you were almost able to, like, as he's doing this, he's like, let me see if I can help, and he starts like humming a couple of notes, and you can almost like feel the magic as it floats through the air. As it floats, don't say that. As it floats through the air, and you're almost like grab those, and once again, like with the shield, comb them into the injury of the horse, soothing it. The horse actually calms down. It's injury gone. Roll me, Rena, a handle animal with advantage.
Okay.
dies.
Nice.
You actually gain a little bit of the horse's trust in this and how it is that you handled them. Nice. Yeah, you actually do a good job overall. We'll worry about that later on. So
I want Ophios to try and befriend his horse, just out of what he wants to do.
Did the horse like my singing? Roll a 12.
Does anybody else see when Yondis performs more of like him being like dancey? Like to me, Yondis, I don't see him as like when he Hero's performance. This is what I see. Maybe it's because you're from
Please show
Florida,
me.
but I see like a.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What is that?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's doing a hoedown.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
don't talk about Rena
like that.
I want Ophios to see if he could befriends his horse. Yeah!
Ah! I wanted to say it kicks you, but god damn it, 3 20s in the first hour. Oh no, this is gonna go horribly.
There was a natty 1 earlier.
Oh god, this session is gonna go very poorly, guys.
You don't know.
My horse loves me.
It does. It likes you. Yondis, you want to try?
Yeah.
Do
Can I-
it, do it, do
Can I
it.
tell my horse about the history of Vala?
It kicks you.
Oh my god!
That was supposed to happen.
Why didn't you roll animal handling, you idiot?
Why you do history?
I told my horse about the history of Vala.
Well,
So,
good job. You have like
I
a
guess I did a really good
photographic
job.
memory of the whole history.
Does anyone overhear me tell the whole history of Vala? Because that might actually be helpful.
All right.
It's like when
I rolled pretty well.
when Geralt talks to Roach, people are like, that's the only time they hear him speak.
I rolled pretty well on the perception. Do I hear him talking about the history of Vala?
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, you hear it. It's beautiful.
Tell me
Beautiful
about
history. So,
Why'd
let's follow history.
yeah, Messy, I swear.
So now you have to roll animal
You are the
handling.
king of wasting good rolls.
Yeah, I guess
listen,
so.
Coffee with Cream, thank you for following, but I have to say that your name I have to disagree with. Coffee should only be drank as God intended. Coffee
With
should
two
be
cream.
drank.
Yeah,
Coffee should be
you mean
drank.
coffee shouldn't be drank at all. That's how
Whoa,
God
whoa,
intended.
whoa,
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 whoa, whoa. Listen here, you sacrilegious
tea
piece
gang.
of shit. Excuse me.
Listen, the sacrilegious people are the ones who are doping up on caffeine and drugging themselves.
No. Coffee
Yeah,
is supposed to be
yeah.
drank hot, black, and bitter. That's it.
Nope.
You just like dirty bean water with no sugar.
That's right.
I like to add the sugar to my bean water. Thank you very much.
I would
No.
put
And
bean
cream.
water to my sugar.
Listen. Chat is on my side, and for that, I feel like chat should therefore give us all light side points. Plus
It's-
3 light side points, which it's 3 natural 20s, and
How about this, chat? If you want to be on Tyler's side, you have 2 options here. And then we're going to get on with the story. You can drop a Fortune's Favor, meaning that Rena had a chance to potentially have made her armor during those past couple of days. And I'll let her roll to see if she actually has progress, because she was able to do like weeks, if not months of work in only a few days. Or you could drop a trump card. And things get interesting as they walk into Zholgov. Trump card means you're on my side. I take only one of those. So whoever gets it first, and everybody else gets fuck you.
Likes to be bitter with
Fortune's
no
favor is
sweetness.
cheap.
See,
Excuse
yes,
me?
that's what I'm saying.
Excuse me?
Coffee is better with whatever you want to put in it.
Tyler.
Okay, you can have dalgona.
Tyler.
coffee,
yeah.
iced coffee.
Clip it. Sweet tea gang. Sweet tea gang.
Feel free to clip that if you'd like. Feel free to
He
clip that
muted
into the.
himself. What's that all about?
Somebody clip that and just send it to Wade, because that'll
He
make
said-
Wade happy.
Well, he didn't say it on stream. He said it to us.
What?
Oh.
What are you talking about? Pineapple
Daelric
pizza is
said-
amazing.
He
Yeah.
muted it.
Oh. Oh, he muted on the stream?
Yeah.
What is this?
See, Van gets it. Van knows. I like my coffee like I like my men. hot, black, and bitter. That's how we do it. So you
The Terry Crews is so
Scott,
sweet.
I'll
Rena, you got
allow
a
you to
fortune's
drink
favor.
that as it was. I just wanted to
Yay!
What happened?
Rena, my lines were because
We like things.
my
They're
lies,
coffee, okay?
my horrible swill that I just espoused was
I'm
because
literally gonna make coffee after this now, so thank you for that. Thank you for the fortune's favor. What am I rolling?
they see me rolling. Rena, I hope you roll a 1
Hating.
now. I want to say roll your craft check with the attribute of your choice with advantage because Tyler is assisting you. Now, this is supposed to take a long time, so I won't lie. You have to roll pretty friggin' high. for
Any
there to be
attribute of my choice, or any of the ones that we talked about earlier?
It is
I mean,
an
you can use strength, which
It is
is
an
your highest.
attribute of your choice. Okay? Now,
Okay.
prior to actually crafting this, making breastplate, which I believe is what your plan is, correct?
Mm-hmm.
What materials are you using to enhance this?
Use
Oh.
the skin of the body. Use the body.
Using the flesh to
Yeah.
make metal armor? Wouldn't you want to make hide armor if that were the case?
No, I mean,
Both like, I don't want to use the flesh.
Yeah,
I'd
can we
rather
not?
use like the
The
blood
bones?
Did anybody
Bones?
hear
or
of
the
a play-
bones.
Did anybody hear of a play Baldur's Gate 2?
bones would be good.
I'm going to
The
take
game
that
was
as a
before
no.
my time. I only
Yep,
played
I'm too
Divinity.
old. Okay.
Yeah,
so Baldur's
use
Gate
the
2.
bones for the framework.
In Baldur's
I
Gate 2,
feel
there's
like
actually an item that you can finish crafting that you come across that's actually made out of the flesh of, I think it's humans. And it's evil armor, but it's like really good hide armor. Like really good armor. Anyways, go ahead.
Could you use like the bones for the structuring?
I mean,
Like
you can
framing it?
you can grind down the bones and use it to craft into it and so on and so forth.
Yeah,
Things
so
like
I
that.
think the
Fucked up.
bones are good. Which
Wouldn't-
it's essentially using the
blood
body.
have more magical
No.
properties?
See, the reason I don't want to use the blood is we can use the blood later because it'll stay. It's bottled.
Yeah, see, look at the Fallen 147
I guess
is
you're
saying. It's use the iron from the blood. Like you're
oil
enhancing
blood.
of the iron of the blood, just like Full Metal Alchemist style.
I mean, there's probably still
Can I do
blood
that?
in there. Use the bone marrow. That's
Oh, the
that's
bone
actually
marrow.
higher in iron than the blood.
Yeah,
is.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Use the blood, use the bones, use all that stuff. Absolutely.
Not all of it.
Gross. I don't want to be part of a team that grinds up dead bodies for shields and shit.
Y'all just don't
To be fair, though, they're not people. They're locals.
Lopers are people.
Oh, I know.
It's
Lopers
just
are
business.
Mr. Krabs is in there.
All right, fine. I'm gonna roll.
No, don't roll yet. Tell me exactly
Okay.
what you're using in it. Not only, Rena, this is why I'm taking a moment for this. Not only for your for the Loper materials, but Tyler's brought up other materials you guys have in your bags. What do you want to use for this?
Wait,
Yeah,
what other materials?
There's like Shield of Faith. There's like Blessed Weapon, which probably wouldn't work, but we have Shield of Faith, Bark Skin, Bull Strength,
Ooh,
Blur, Potion
those
of
are just
Blur,
potions.
Endure Elements, Invisibility.
Potions
oil.
can only be used once, right? And so can the oils.
Invisible
Yeah,
armor.
everything
what the
gets
fuck?
used once.
No, I thought it
invisible
was
armor
like
would be
in
freaking
That's
hilarious.
terrible.
combat that was used for.
I mean, technically speaking, all these things are meant to be used in combat, but Tyler's saying, hey, we might get some additional effects if we use these things well and you don't roll shitty.
Yeah.
So it would last if I wanted to use one of these things.
In theory. Not quite to the magical effect as if you cast the spell, but it would have some sort of effect, in theory.
What about the bull strength?
Bull
So-
Strength is a poison, not an oil.
Oh, right.
Potion, you meant.
It's a
No,
potion. Yeah, it's a potion. Sorry.
Poison.
Sorry.
But nonetheless, still a liquid.
Yeah. I mean, we only have one of Bull Strength, just so you know. The reason I was saying
I'd say go
the
for
other
it.
ones was because we have multiples. We have Shield of Faith +2. We have 3 of those.
Do you have Bear's Endurance?
Yes, we have 1 Bear's Endurance.
Puts
That's
a bear in the
Constitution.
bowl together, and then you got the stock market.
Bear's Endurance could be good. Endure Elements, we have 2 of those, so you can put Endure Elements on it, which
Oh,
might
that would be
make
kind
you
of cool.
resistance,
Yeah.
like
It's-
to that sort of stuff.
Like can I use one endure elements and one? What was the?
We have
boars?
3 Blur potions as well.
Everything that they're saying you're saying that you're actually going to use, Tyler, don't press enter yet, but start typing into Roll20 chat. So Endure Elements, you said Bull Strength. I think you said the blood and bones of the Loper. Just
Yeah.
write those inside Roll20 chat. Rena, anything else as you're looking at your Messy?
Did you want to use Bull's Strength?
Or
we only
No,
had the
he
one.
said don't hit enter, bro.
That's fine.
Oh.
Messy, also
Alright.
start looking through your inventory and seeing if there's anything else there or inside you guys' mutual bags.
I haven't looked at my bag. In
I hit enter in the fact that I want to make it like a list. I forgot that I could do that by hitting shift. Did you want to use one of the blur potions?
What does that do?
That's makes you really hard to hit.
Yeah, it makes you hard to see. You can definitely use blur if you want. Go ahead.
That'd be kind of cool. Why
Yeah.
not?
Did you want to use Bull's Strength or the other ones that we only had one of? We have the Endurance, Bear's Endurance, and Bull's Strength. We only have one of those.
Technically, you have Eagle's Splendor as well. That's
Yeah,
not a stat
Eagle
one.
Splendor. We have Heroism.
Cat's Grace. It's actually armor of +1 to all stats. Just kidding. It's not a thing.
ball
Use
bearing.
the salamander statue. That's what they're saying.
Spider Climb.
No. Rena, understand. They're not saying grinds the salamander statue. They're saying go in there and craft before the salamander statue. Use the heat of that room, so on and so forth. Maybe you could take some of the statue as well. Talk to Tyler about that one. This is totally something that you have to RP with Tyler over to see what he would be comfortable with you doing.
I
And
mean,
you might
if
be
it
able
would
to do
work,
something
I don't know. It's not like they have a.
Seriously, check. Keep
Could I
giving them
do that?
ideas. They love this.
Oh wait, we have those eyeballs.
Well, yes, we do.
Those
black, all black, like
all black
eyeballs.
eyeballs I had pried out of people's heads
That's messed
and
up.
gave to Rena.
Wait, out
Those
of
have
whose
gotta
heads?
be really
From the
bad.
zombie encounter, the corpses.
Oh, yeah, you took zombie eyes. Yeah.
I use.
Actually,
weren't
it wasn't-
zombie
it wasn't-
eyes,
it was
they were the bodies around
necromancer's
the
eyes.
zombies.
Yep.
I use
Yeah,
the
necro
tongue.
eyes.
You guys are crazy.
Those have got to be like destroyed by now. It's been months.
No, you preserve that stuff.
Field of Faith.
With
Field
necromancy.
of Faith was one that we were throwing in there.
You could have used those
I mean-
You could have used those eyes when you made the shield.
Ooh, that would have been cool.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Is that-
Okay.
I
yeah.
forgot we had them until just now.
Listen, I'm giving
'Cause
you
they're
an
on Rena's
opportunity
character
to
sheet.
make armor right now.
What does Cat's Grace do?
Plus the dexterity. It's actually
We only
honestly
have one.
of those things. Those are
No, there's
really
6 in the haversack.
Yeah, you guys have a bunch of those, and they're really good for Messy. Like Messy should be drinking those at every big scenario.
There's one in the bank. Are there more in the haversack?
In
Yeah.
Bag of Holding, there's 6 of them.
Well, the bag of holding is the bank. This is the actual haversack. The bag of
Oh,
holding
I see. The
is
scrolls at the
haversack.
bottom is also scrolls in the haversack. Gotcha.
Oh, there's more Endure elements as well. I already put Blur in there. So right now I have Blood and Bones of Loper, Blur, Endure Element, Shield of Faith. What else were we using?
Yo, mama.
Heroism? You want heroism in there?
Yeah, why not? I mean, shoot, as much as I can.
I can sing it a song.
Try to
for
add, that'd
while
be
you're
sick.
stirring.
Did you guys ever identify that headband?
Yeah.
Headband.
We
Is
did.
somebody wearing it?
No.
I thought I was.
No. The headband of wisdom.
Oh no, you gave it to. You did something else.
No, nobody put it on because Rena, I had a discussion with you about knowing which ones you have to attune to, and I don't think Rena knows anything about the attune.
We'll get back to that afterwards. Okay.
So,
Okay, that's separate. Yeah, I think we're probably good.
So because what I have is only 5 things: Blood and Bones, Blur, Endure, Shield of Faith, Heroism,
You want to use the
Bull Strength, and the
Press enter for me, Tyler, just so I can
bull
see
and
it.
the bear?
Yeah,
The bull and the bear?
or just one of them.
Why not both?
Why did it put my
¿Por qué
name
no los dos?
down under? That's weird.
We're not going to use them.
Because it always separates after so many lines.
Actually,
It
we
starts
have
all
used those on multiple occasions. Giannis,
We'll never use them.
Messy.
Let's put them in there. Add them to the list.
All right.
I mean,
Bull
we're gonna cull this back a little bit afterwards because we're gonna try to find a theme based off
Bull
of this.
Strength and Bear's Endurance.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
And
good.
then the only other one I was thinking that you might actually that might be better for a different item. Never mind. I was like the potion of undetectable alignment / misdirection is a great one, but maybe
Yeah.
not for the armor. Maybe for something like a cloak or something.
Can I backtrack and put the ice on the shield now?
That you can. You're probably not going to get this. They're probably going to trump you for even asking. You can beg for would it be a fortune's favor to go backtrack? I would even just say prayer of the gods for an opportunity to have gone back and done that.
It's an armor stew.
You can beg them on your knees. Now, you also have scrolls if somebody's willing to try to read the scrolls, to try to enhance it as well. Would somebody have even tried to do that?
Yondis. I don't know.
And the same person gave you guys Prayer of the Gods. So, there you go. You have to ask. So, we'll get back to that in a second. Give me 1 second.
God. Scrolls pass without trace. Expeditious
Akko's building us up so that when he kills us, he feels more delight.
Yeah.
Akko's like, now to TPK.
Ooh, I forgot about Potion of Daylight.
Yeah, that won't really.
Yeah.
Okay, so good things I want to point out. You have a scroll.
Potion of Haste. Holy shit.
You have a scroll of Endure Elements as well. That would greatly increase your chance of Endure Elements working if you had more. Like if you stacked on more uses of it.
Like if I put this.
We have a number of Endure Elements. We could use multiples of Endure Elements.
So you want to use all of your potions of Endure Elements and the scroll?
I see 1 potion in the bank. Is there more in the
Yeah.
We have 3 Endure Elements
Jesus.
potions.
I got even louder.
And
oh god,
so
I went to turn it down, I clicked the wrong spot and it jacked up the temperature and scared the shit out of me.
So for reading the scroll, it's an Arcana check, right?
Sorry, scared the shit out of me.
Like,
reading the
ouch.
scroll is an Arcana check, yes.
Okay. What's your Arcana, Messi? 1. That's better than mine. Mine's a negative. No, mine's a 2, actually. I'll roll the Arcana. I'll try and read Endure Elements.
I was gonna say,
but we can use all 3. Huh? We can use all 3 of the potions of Endure Elements on this, Rena.
Okay.
3 potions and 1 scroll read.
Yeah.
So,
what are you thinking, Scott?
Okay, post everything in there. And again, chat, please feel free to see that they're in here. Snaga right here is a great idea. What he's trying to do is grab things that feel like they come together for like a theme.
Yeah, the endurance.
Yeah.
The blood and bones bloper and the salamander statue.
So like endure elements, you can imagine it's like an endurance thing as well as resisting negative effects, right? Bear's endurance is a constitution building thing, right? Then you have blood and bones, which is literally the constitution of a creature of the iron, so on and so forth. And he's suggesting the salamander statue because of the heat and the fact that it's divine and magical already, but he also has his own other reasons for thinking that too. I actually like the theme of what he's saying there, which means he's saying things like Shield of Faith, Heroism, and Blur, and Bull Strength don't necessarily work for the mix. Does anybody else have any other suggestions, whether it be chat or messy or otherwise, of ways to kind of like mix these together? And when I gave you guys that elemental gem forever ago, all you wrote was elemental gem. Did we ever decide what kind of element it was? Did we ever describe it to you?
I don't think so.
Okay, give me a second. I'll figure it out. Any other suggestions, chat? I'm going to give you guys like 30 seconds to a minute to write anything there, and then we're just going to kind of move on. And you guys, Rena, did you have any other from all the stuff that you see there that list in Roll20 chat? Kind of like almost like a theme coming to you?
I mean, I just see a lot of endurance and like overall protection.
List.
So you're leaning towards what it was that Snaga was saying? Yeah,
I think so. Random question.
What the hell? My stuff got all jumped. I don't know what's going on there.
She can't ask Lady Dark
I was gonna say, do you know how to channel that?
The Arabelle? Because she's got that. Well, not really. I mean, it just kind of comes to her.
There's also resist energy fire, resist energy sonic, and protection from electricity potions.
That shit.
So
useful.
Resist. Well, sorry.
You're fine. So what were you saying, Rena?
I was saying, is there any way to channel like Lady Dark Eyes?
Potentially, you know what I mean? But granted, if you're going before another altar, is that what you want to do? Maybe you want to try to commune with both gods? If you go before the altar, that's going to be a conversation between you and Tyler first.
That'd be kind of weird. I don't know.
It's actually, it's not weird. So this is one of the things that, again, it's not often talked about, but Peredhel doesn't do this very much. And so the regions immediately around Peredhel aren't very close to this way, which is where the campaign predominantly takes place at Diod and Peredhel. So in Peredhel, they more or less, we worship Lady Aravel Dark Eyes, do not bastardize us with other faiths. Sure, you have other gods too, but this is the faith. But most of Eroth and so this means even your upbringing in Taziondale would have been, well, we don't actually typically worship one god. We actually have what's called idiopans or ideological pantheons, which is more or less you don't worship a god. You worship an ideology or a group of ideologies that several gods together work to represent. So usually with your own idiopan, you might worship 2 or 3 or 5 gods in this one kind of polytheistic grouping that goes towards this one ideology. So worshiping multiple gods at the same time is actually very normal, except in Peredhel. So your character might not think it's abnormal to look to a god that throws heat off of it, that's formed of rock, while also praying to Lady Aravel, who you had in your heart prior to Peredhel coming here and bastardizing her faith before you. You know, like, it might not be weird for you.
I feel like that she would try to do that.
I feel like Lady Dark Eyes is not the kind of god you want to surprise with another god.
Surprise.
Again, outside of Peredhel, it's perfectly normal. As a matter of fact, spoilers here. So if you watch Kingmaker as well and you're not completely caught up, spoiler, heads up, just a tiny one. In Kingmaker, what Neil's character is trying to do to make it so that Jake's character can progress and develop and push things forward without being too weird, he's actually trying to create an idiopan, including Jake's character's god and Lady Aravel Dark Eyes, and those two gods, Vroga and Lady Aravel, are literally diametric opposites. They hate each other. But he's trying to find the few things that they do similarly and maybe mix in another god or two to kind of draw a wedge between them to kind of buffer it, whatever, and make a new idiopan that his character, to slowly get his character to soften his edge against that one goddess. So, I mean, it's not crazy to do that. And that's because his character comes from Amalta. So he comes from a region where you do worship multiple gods.
Hey, Josh, explain your combination of bull strength, shield of faith, blood, and blood of the Loper, and heroism.
Yeah, bull strength, shield of faith, blood of the Loper, and heroism. I see that as being more divine. Shield of faith and heroism, bonus to strength, all that. I see it as being almost like paladin-esque or divine warrior-esque, right? Mm-hmm. I think that's the feeling he's going with there. It's about strength and protecting, yeah. But again, I think the
endure elements makes.
You think the protective gear versus more of the beefy gear?
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't lie. I think Snog is on point with his ideas there. Why don't we actually pull this back a second before he diverged anywhere else? Rena to Tyler. Your characters are talking about, I want to craft this armor. I'm thinking about, I'd gladly help you do that. You know, we work well together when we craft things. Yay.
I imagine Ophios is digging through, picking through all these potions and being like, this could be good, this could be good. Just being like, yes, adding magics, doing something like this. And he's just sitting there thinking, kind of processing, moving stuff around and in the shop with the potions.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
I hope that's not gonna be something bad.
Snagga just dropped a bomb.
Oh God.
Let's do this.
It's falling. We don't know how far it's gonna fall, if it's even gonna hit us.
Okay, hold on.
Something's falling.
Hold on.
Oh, no.
Before anything happens from chat or whatever, hold on. You guys are picking through or whatever, and you're going through the ideas. So imagine this happens. Rena talks about the forging. I would say that the idea of, because she's not generally allowed near the statue, though you did see lots of different supplies near the statue before. We'll say the thought crosses Ophios' mind as to whether or not crafting near the statue, using the heat or whatever there, is a good idea. We'll say it crosses his mind and whether or not he would bring it up.
So, give me a second. I'm trying to think of if he would and then how he would bring it up. He would probably simply pose a question. You would need heat for this, yes? Lots of warmth.
Oh, sure, definitely. I mean, I always work with a forge, just kind of not understanding where you're going with this.
There's potions everywhere, and Ophios just kind of pauses and puts his hand on his face, and he starts pacing, and he starts thinking. He's like, there's an object, something down below. It's warm. and it left me warm.
Are you referring to
long
hell,
time.
Ophios?
Shut up, Yandis.
Sure. It's just you said you've been there, so.
Flows.
Is
Metal
that
like
the reason? Is that the
metal
reason that
much
that
like-
area?
metal's much like magma. Yes. Renas. I have an idea, but I'm not sure how I even feel about it.
What do you mean?
The statue. You've seen it.
Did we go in there,
In the
Scott?
caves.
You did look in at one point in time and you saw it, and you were more or less like, "Do not go in there."
Yeah.
And don't
like,
forget,
oh,
Tyler,
okay.
you can have whatever accent you choose to have.
Yeah.
So you could choose to RP however you'd like, just so you know, moving forward.
Okay.
And you're welcome.
Thank you. Yes. The statue. I'm pretty sure he kind of just falls into whatever accent Rena has right now. I know I was protective about it before, but maybe it could be of use. Maybe it could reach a higher temperature and make this more possible. It is magic of sorts. Perhaps it could aid. I know not what or how, but it gave me some resistance. And with this combination, he sets it aside of enduring elements and
There's
such.
endurance. Yeah, full strength.
I feel it would possibly aid us in this crafting. And maybe, if you so chose, lean into the rumors. The Snake Queen.
Oh, the Queen of Snakes, huh? Still don't understand how that one came around.
It's interesting. We had that other ally of my kind come really to aid us all. There may be some truth to the fact that you are a strong ally. He would then also pause and look to Yandis, as are you,
Oh my god.
and just simply say, forged in our lair with perhaps, and he'd draw like a combination of his faction symbol and then look at your necklace and kind of add elements of Lady Dark Eyes to it. Perhaps this could be put on the back.
Mm.
I don't know.
Just a thought, but might be of use, of aid, and make this quite the armor piece. And a statement one at that. So maybe the ones that are still around of my kind will know, and as will your people.
I don't know. I'm torn because I like where you're going with this, but then I just read Josh's message and now I'm like,
Don't worry necessarily about Josh. Though obviously Josh is a smart boy.
makes a good point. Yeah.
Josh is a smart boy, so I'm not saying ignore him. But you lean where you want to lean.
So,
Well, I'm trying to think of what she would do.
Yandis-
The snake emblem. So Rena, you actually originally, I don't think you ever actually drew it or anything. But you
I have
originally-
it, but I haven't.
You had a
messed with it
crest or
yet.
whatever that you wanted to come up with. But Tyler's actually suggesting, instead of using that crest, he's actually suggesting using his clutch, the sigil of his clutch. More or less, in theory, he's probably not going so far as to saying this, but imagine if, like, okay, let's not go high school, and he's asking you to wear his lettered jacket, right?
Oh God.
You know, but if you imagine if you were working with an organization and they started wanting you to wear their colors, there's like a significance to that. That's not quite an indoctrination, but also an acceptance of your significance and respect and so on and so forth. So I'm not
Right.
saying spit in the face. I'm also not saying go with it. But just think of the gravity of what it is that he's suggesting. Whether or not you go God as well, it's, you know. multiple layers
Messy,
here.
what
Yes,
are you
Messy.
gonna say?
Yeah, so Yonda's being quiet for most of the trip about this magic talk. We'll just chime in for a second and say, most of us in the Thieves Guild didn't really mess around much with gods. There's practicing a religion has a lot of constraints to it. There's a lot, very restrictive. You can't always do what you want when you're at the service of another. So, just for thought.
Religion is new to me, but I've only seen good things.
Until it's not, right?
At least from that statue, I've only seen good.
Do you know what it is?
Ophios would simply shake his head.
Didn't you get the name?
It was you gave me like information about it, but I can't remember. It was like the magma god or something.
It was a god of magma, and you actually got its name at one point in time as well.
I just don't remember it. I forgot to jot it
No,
down.
it's fine. It's actually Snaga the Abusive.
So, would I know information on that name that Ophios might have not known from just the name?
You would actually have a hard time knowing anything about that. So you can roll me a disadvantage history. And this is, even though you're a bard, it's because you come from a region where they don't want you to know about gods.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, you do not. Rena might be able to roll a history check and see if she, or a religion check, my apologies.
Should I have rolled religion on it?
No, you would be more of history because yours would have been learns differently. Rena, yours is going to be a
normal.
religion check, normal. Definitely not.
Mind.
All Ophios would say is magma's metals as it is. Molten cores, molten things. I believe that's the heat we're looking for.
But it could work.
It's just you don't really know what it's going to do. I mean, it's probably going to be good, especially for the armor, but in the long run, it's just going to add more constraints to your life.
Yeah.
Plus, it seems like the god you have has been pretty kind to you.
It does
Once
seem
more,
she
what
favors
feeling?
me.
But wouldn't gods within the same group fighting alongside each other be okay with each other?
Until they're not, right?
And I don't know anything about your god. You don't really know anything about your god. It may not be worth the risk.
Where are you having this conversation?
Next
Where
to
are
the
we?
dead horse.
Probably
Not
we're
dead.
probably
This is
still in
before
the
you
smithing
left the
area.
town.
It's
you dumb
before,
schmuck.
yeah, we're probably in
No, we're at a
the...
campfire.
We're probably in the smithing area.
Yeah, because maybe we were talking about this like after I just finished the shield or something.
What would
Tyler,
would-
after you said your line to Rena just now, the exact line that you said, while she's responding, you hear her, but she almost sounds like distance to you. She almost sounds like distant as you kind of think deeper into the words that you were just saying. And you realize every time you touch that thing, you felt the warmth pumping through it, moving through it. And you actually could feel it like coursing. Remember the last time you literally were hugging it, you could feel like the warmth goes deep in coursing through it. You come to realize, you like see it in your mind. You think there's literally molten lava that courses through that statue. Like there's a current of magma that courses through that statue. And if one were to, much like sapping a maple tree, try to tap into it the right way, you might even be able to trough or collect some of that magma, some of that heat, and actually use that for the forgery itself. So not just be in the room with the statue, but we're talking turn that room into a temporary, if not permanent, forge that could be used for creating things in the future. You're not wrong. This is the god of magma, right? Of molten items. You forge armor by molting it, by molting metal. So you kind of like have this image in your mind of almost like sapping into this statue. If you do it the right way, having it come out, pouring out, and using that as a room to craft, you can like feel the energy. You can almost like feel the divine energy coursing off of it. You can almost like feel you pulling towards the idea.
Reyna. Metal molds. Magma. Essentially, you make magma when you forge.
Essentially, yes, in a way.
The statue has magma flowing through it.
Is there a way
That
we
room could be turned into a forge. We could tap into the magma at its source, and it could be a part of your craftings. It could create something greater. Something just caught me off guard. I can just see it now. Something strong.
She'll turn to Giannis and just say, if we could make this work, I could have the potential to make some pretty powerful weapons and armor for all of us.
Lance could probably use it.
Yeah. Fans. It's a trap. Wait a minute.
No, this is something for Daelric. I'm just snipping a square so he can see for himself.
I mean, yeah, she'd probably go for it. But hold on the emblem.
Hold on the emblem.
Yeah.
How would you say that to Ophir?
So she'd probably
same
say,
exact way that you would say, hold the sugar. Like, I want a coffee black. Hold the sugar.
Hold the emblem.
Ew.
No, she'll say, I like the idea of creating a forge there. The magical qualities you're talking about could be to our benefit, especially when crafting things going forward. And maybe not only to our benefit, like Yonda was saying.
Daelric, check Discord.
But
Okay.
Your friend who stays there would have to be okay with this.
He would be okay to the extent I'll speak with him.
I'll handle it.
But
It's like, don't worry.
He
guys.
says no when he kills him.
access would probably need to be limited.
This website's cool.
Pretty
I
understandable.
know, isn't it?
Um,
I've used that website for a lot of things, just so you know.
I'll agree to make the weapons there. And I'll see about the emblem. Maybe creating some sort of symbol for all of us. Of course, that won't be for a while, but the weapons are armor for now.
Support Rena over on
Just trying to-
patreon.com / Rena the Destroyer
I don't even have that set up.
to be able to get free for early access to the
Not
Regicide.
real.
The Regicide artwork.
I
Yeah.
mean, shoot. Make a Patreon just for Regicide artwork.
Just for Regicide artwork. Nice.
The
I have a lot of projects in my head that I mean, shoot, I would do it.
the length of time on this armor is going to be months, though.
Well, that's what the
So Rena, you're more or less saying,
just
I'm not
I
going to use
can-
your symbol, but I like your idea.
At least
Okay.
for now. Yeah.
Okay,
like,
so-
let's do the idea. Let's make the armor. She can always add the symbol later.
You guys go down there, and it's one of those things you don't even need to get
Is it
Giannis
spooky?
involved. He's got other things he's handling, right? So you guys go down there. All right, you guys go down there, and it's
yeah, Giannis, go talk to the Thieves Guilds.
that's exactly what I was
yeah.
thinking too. You actually have, while you're down there, you obviously are easily able to persuade the other guy to go away, because not only do you tell him to go away, but you have a friend of yours, Ophelia, that's also like,
Oh, yeah.
leave them alone. There's sanctions to do what they need to. And he's like, ah! She's like, leave them alone, or you can be kind of like, what's the word I'm like talking about? Redeployed to a different location. And it's like, And so he kind of like slithers off and is all grumpy or whatever.
Do you want to get your Christmas bonus?
When you go down there, it's one of those things where, Rena, you know how to forge, and so you kind of like work quickly with the people around you, because it's literally a few people that you can have carry huge slabs over towards the edge over here, and that bull strength potion, funny enough, you actually are going to use that bull strength potion, but not for the crafting of this armor. Instead, you're literally going to quaff that potion and use that as a means to carry all the slabs of stone you need down and into the area to set up the forge and everything that you're going to use, like the trough that takes in the whatchamacallit. It takes literally a whole day's time for you to actually craft the area that's supposed to take this magma into.
Okay.
Tyler and you work together on getting the actual kind of piping or whatever you need to craft out, to cut out from the stone and allow the flow of the magma to come into this trough. You also previously prepared in advance, like, what kind of stone is this? You know what, honestly, we can actually get something that looks similar, if not the same kind of stone. So when we're done with it, we can almost like plug up this hole, hit it with a hammer, plug it back up so it doesn't continue flowing indefinitely, because we don't want this to always be
we
flowing.
need a mending.
Flint is literally a master of stone. If you're not afraid to have him come down here, if you trust him, he would be willing to come down there and mend the thing shut. And he is really good with rock, and he's way stronger than Rena. He can also help to carry the slabs of stone down. It actually makes perfect sense.
If he's willing to come help, I trust him.
If Ophios is willing to let him know about it.
Oh, got it.
Which again, Ophelia would say, do you trust him? And you'd be like, well, he did kill the Loper. He was the one that actually opened his defenses.
Yeah.
I killed the Loper.
Ophios would say, I'll allow it as long as there's no information disclosed.
And Flint isn't exactly the ask questions type.
Yep. So basically no snake people around. He wouldn't know of snake people. He would just be like,
you might even swear him,
poison.
Flint, we're telling you about this. We'll give you some sort of, but you are not telling Nightingale about this. You know what I mean? Like, you might have that kind of like previous
Correct.
conversation.
Nightingale is not known. No. Nightingale, Laszlo, Vance, not even Vance.
The most that I imagine Flint would do is he'd make a little joke like, I don't know, if I told her about your secret, maybe I don't have to do that task for her. I'm kidding.
Yeah. But
sorry. Will's character, it was a joke.
Yeah.
essentially, what I'm saying, Scott, is all he would know is there's a secret passageway and underground tunnel down here, and he doesn't know why.
Yep. And so he would be able to go in there
and it's in a city with a bunch of thieves guilds, so he'd probably assume it was that.
When you guys finally crack open the thing and you start having magma pour out, Rena, you and Flint working together are able to discern something relatively quickly that you didn't expect before, because nobody's ever looked inside the statue before. Oh yeah, lava comes out, absolutely. It is absolutely molten rock. It is not only molten rock that comes out of there. You can tell by the way that the lava moves, by its color, by the way it seems to be cooling down at different rates as it hits this pan. That's not just molten rock. There's actual iron in there as well. As a matter of fact, if you appropriately set up a cooling agent so you are able to cool down the wrong materials, almost like a reverse smelting, so you're purifying the magma that's coming out, you actually have some sort of metallic material coming out of there. This is why this Fortune's Favor is allowing you an opportunity, with everything combined, is allowing an opportunity for you to craft it so quickly. Is literally the materials you need right here before you, already in a workable state that you can. I was talking about pouring. This isn't just some basic iron, right? Like, this is some quality shit you have right here. So you have that all set up. The materials you want to use when doing this are going to be the Endure Elements potions. How many do you have? 2? The Bear Endurance Potion. I believe it's 3 Endure Elements.
3 Endure Elements potions. 1 bear. 1 bear.
Okay. Now obviously, and 1 scroll of
Endure Elements.
Okay, so 4 Endure Elements and 1 bear. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to use the Blood and Bones of a Loper, which is interesting because you're going to put that right into the
Shield of Faith in there as well.
No, you nixed that. That was not suggestion of Snaga's, and we were kind of going with his theme there.
Okay, I just didn't know what was in Snaga's at this point because it's so far up.
Rena, so when you looking at this and you kind of like getting at this idea of how to forge this, it's actually not you that comes with it. You and what's his name there? Flint kind of have a conversation. Well, we could maybe try to separate or whatnot. It's actually Ophios. You're the one that once again has this like brilliant idea of how it is that you can actually separate the already mixed materials to remove things like granite and all the other magneous rocks out of there. Like, I don't need these materials. I want just the iron. I want the quality stuff. You're the one that comes up with the idea of the multi-staged cooling to kind of like get rid of the impurities and have the correct stuff off to the side that's actually going to act as like a forge for Arena. The three of you work together, and again, this all takes a day for you to figure out how to get this forged together, almost like you're like master architects, right? Working on this. It's crazy how quickly you get it put together. After it's getting put together, Rena's kind of sitting there and staring at the thing and seeing the magma slowly pouring out, because obviously you want a slow pour so it's not like gushing and you have too much too quickly, right? Mm-hmm. And then, of course, as the magma cools into just rock, you guys literally then, Flint helps with getting the rock chiseled into like a cart and like getting it and like tossing it out of this facility. Just get rid of this old rock because you don't need it.
Over the bridge into the river.
Sure, yeah. So as you guys are kind of like getting this, Rena, you're sitting there and you're staring at these materials before you. And you get an idea in your mind. You can almost like, when you're trying to think about what kind of armor you want to craft, you can actually almost see a beautiful suit of armor. You see it in your mind. It's beautiful because of how similar it is to the Peredhel armor, like what you were wearing before. But yet, the differences are stark enough, because the design of Peredhel armor is just, let's be serious, it's quality. Yeah. But the differences are just stark enough that you can see it's meant to be different. It's meant to stand out. Another thing that you can see is if you actually mix in the right materials at the right time, you might actually be able to cause like a discoloration, almost like ionizing steel. I
know what you're talking about.
To give like different color to it. So you can actually have like a different pattern or whatever you want that's going to go on it. You have this beautiful thought in your mind. You can actually almost see yourself standing there in this armor, regal as fuck, over a battlefield, a nice sized sword in hands, having this like, way about you. As you're standing there staring at this and kind of like envisioning this, you realize when it is you probably need to add these different materials into your armor, when it is you need to work on it. You get a plan together and you're like, I know what I need to do. Obviously, we're using Endure Elements, Bear's Endurance, Blood of the Bones and Loper, that one scroll. With 3 casters, we said that you successfully cast the scroll. And we're using this Salamander statue and whatnot as well. You were also having kind of, like I said beforehand, almost like your own vision that you have in your mind of like a plan put together. Is there any other narrative, Rena, that you want to add to the creation of this armor? Any other thoughts that go through your character's minds or passions that are kind of like flowing through her heart as she's crafting this? Any other little tail ends, details that are important? And if anybody is helping you, 1, 2, 5 people, who are those people helping you? Or are you doing it alone?
If people help me, that changes. Doesn't that affect the time, or what does that affect?
Don't worry about that.
It's whether you want to work alone.
It's your narrative for this. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, sorry. So you said, okay, so she could like tint it, like instead of like, obviously we all imagine like armor being like.
Do you remember what
like
Lady Arvo Dark
like
Eyes looks like? Or no? Like her colors?
Yeah, it's like a turquoisey kind of green and black.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Okay, cool.
That's the color I'm thinking of.
Which is really interesting because the turquoise and green and black is kind of the color of Ophios' head.
You're really trying to get that snake part in there.
Tyler's trying to get a snake in Rena, you know what I'm saying? Wait,
we're going
that
to
totally
take our
was said
first
intentionally.
break.
Wait, hold on. I definitely said that on purpose. It's okay. Cryptic doesn't watch this. I'm safe. Don't clip that and drop it in Rita's Discord.
Up.
Do not clip that and drop it in Rita's Discord.
Oh my god. Okay. Moving on.
Yeah, good point, Silencio. He only said head, so it's just the tip, right?
So we take a break now. We're gonna. Apparently, some of us have to take cold showers.
Oh, hello, Tyler. Called out.
No, that's you. Apparently, you are imagining this right now.
The armor is gonna be like an all kind of.
Ooh, what if
like
you put the amulet in it?
The one that I have.
Yeah, like forged it into the like the crest.
I don't know what
Not like
you're
center,
referring to.
but like it's on
the pendant
actual...
that I have
Yeah.
of Lady Arabelle.
Oh, it's a non-magical item.
Yeah. But
It would just be for a
I'm just
symbol.
saying, like, as a detail, it's no longer a necklace. Now it's actually like a part of the armor.
It's kind of an interesting idea, but I think it's easier to keep that as the pendant. I don't want too much. She doesn't want too many like markings or anything on the armor itself. She wants it to just be kind of
Armor.
solid
Yep,
and
gotcha.
clean. So if somebody who doesn't know her sees her,
Oh, you meant the amulet of
then they
protection.
wouldn't really know. Huh?
No.
No, he's talking about the Lady Arabelle
Lady Arabelle
Gotcha.
pendant
Okay.
that I have.
symbol.
Cool. Gotcha. Go ahead,
Plus, it's
Rena.
easier to kind of show other people. Anyway, so I imagine her armor would be like all black, but in a way where, like, when you shift it in the light, it kind of changes colors to that like turquoisey blue. Like in some spots where the light hits it, you can see the turquoise like blue color, and then it's like black everywhere else.
Ophios
So
pulls
you know
out
what I
a
mean?
scale, grinds it up, and hands it to her.
Here, for the color.
You wanted turquoisey color.
Yeah, I think that would be kind of sick. Also,
And it
because
also
it
has
reminds
the
her.
ability to turn invisible, sort of. Anyway.
Also because it reminds her of the way that the blade like glowed those few times that I guess Lady Arabelle was with her, so she's really kind of channeling that into this. And I actually imagine she'd be crafting this alone
Really?
because yeah.
Would
I
you want
actually do.
nobody even in the room with you? Just like I need,
Yeah, I think so. Because
Isolation or
this is for
You
her,
kick
so it's not.
Ophios out of his own little thing that he...
Thanks, Ophios. Shuts the door. Sorry, bro. No, I think that this is something she'd want to do for herself, just alone, because she's been doing a lot for so many different people. Not like I'm not saying like whatever, you know what I mean. Anyway, that's just kind of her thought process. She's like, I'm making this for myself. I'm gonna do it myself. So yeah, so get this all black armor. I don't know, and she just really focused on the task and focused on creating it. Kind of thinking to when she first crafted that great axe, like that was like the last really cool thing that she was excited about. Like she's getting that same feeling from when she crafted that to now, and just getting like that other feeling of like, look, you know, it's so cliche, but like look where she had started from in her tiny little like crafting area in Adlama, and now she's like in this really sick like forge that they just built, having taken over Momly and going to take over a completely new city. So I don't know, she's just kind of like thinking of all these things like as she's crafting the armor, and it's all kind of going into it. So
all right.
ultimately she sees this as like getting her through whatever's next.
You're doing it by yourself. You have, of course, the design, like you just said. You have all this coursing through your mind as you're crafting it.
I would throw in one question with, and I don't mean to change her decision, but how would she deal with the magic if she was doing it by herself?
What do you mean? My apologies.
The scroll needs to be read, like all of that stuff needs to be done.
Again, somebody could come in here and like on her pile of materials, just kind of like
cast it on all of that.
get it all on there.
Yeah, like just before, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, almost like make a soup that she's going to be working with.
Yeah, it was just a simple question.
Yep.
So.
So you can imagine she almost has like a metal bowl, like a thick metal or stone bowl. Really, actually, a stone bowl works.
Stone.
Like a thick stone bowl. That's crafted like out of like the molten, like as it's like almost like what's his name there, flint using shape stone or whatever that shape earth or that low level spell is, or 0 level spell is.
Stone shape.
I think move earth, maybe it's called, to
Yeah.
like move the molten, to like shape it as it's cooling and shape it as it's cooling to make this thick stone ball that she then just like plops right inside a bit of like the lava as it's like flowing around it, and that takes all the other materials like the bones and the blood and everything else and like melts it all and it makes this one like soup that she's then gonna like scoop from and put into her smelted materials as she's working on it. Cool, I like it. Rena, you start working on this and you start crafting this to make it so that you're working on this armor. Most of this is going to work out for you. Let's just be serious. Everything's going to work out. However, whether or not you're able to finish it before you leave, I still, because we're shortening the time by so much, still need a skill check.
Okay.
Before you roll your skill check, I will tell you this. Somebody gave you a Winifred's Wisdom.
Ooh.
So you have advantage. And you get to choose the attribute of your choice.
Sick.
So, it's up to you
So-
to roll that die, and if you don't roll shit, things will go well.
So advantage, smith's tools, and then I choose the attribute.
Correct.
Okay.
And they're suggesting you luck it, of course. No matter what you roll, they're saying just fucking luck it. Fuck it, luck it.
Unless you roll like a perfect 5, then there's nothing.
Yeah, you want to luck it. You definitely want to luck it.
Ah, damn! It did that thing again where I hit it, nothing happened.
But you can be patient. There's no rush.
Yeah, just
Oh,
wait.
Aqua, thanks for the look.
Okay, cool. I'm assuming 75% chance that it gets to the next tier anyways. There you go. Rena, you're crafting this armor over the course of the few days that you have. It's even one of those things where you know that you have to go, and you would have people chomping at your bit to leave if it wasn't for the fact that Laszlo doesn't know you're leaving. And Vance is happy that you're here. Ovios knows the significance of what you're doing. And honestly, what's his name there? Gondis. Oh, God, it's hurt my toe. Oh, good. I hurt my toe. And as I hurt my toe, I muted for you guys, but not for so chat heard me go, but you guys can hear me.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, why do you go quiet after I said yes?
I had my toe like wedged in my seat and I twisted and it was like right in with a...
Oh, yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So happens you don't wear socks or shoes. So, anyways, yeah. So they would be chomping at your bit if it wasn't the fact that nobody's in a rush to make you leave with what's going on right now. You spend every possible minute in there working on this, tirelessly working on it, exhausting you as you're doing so. But you have this vision in mind, and you're hammering and hammering. This vision in mind, you're hammering and hammering. Every time you swing that hammer, you can feel yourself being closer to Lady Aravel. Almost like she's standing over you and giving you an approving look while you're doing this. Every time you hammer, you can almost feel as though there are eyes. The eyes of the statue before you are looking at you. You swear as you like take a moment to catch your breath and you wipe your brow. Don't touch your face, COVID. And you get a corner of your eye. You almost swear that you see the statue's eyes are following you as you're doing it. It just gives you, instead of like fright, it gives you the vigor to go back and just boom, ching, ching, boom, and just keep working on this armor and forging it and forging it. When everything's said and done, you do successfully forge the armor. You pour everything that you can into it, including these magical materials. You literally are using endure elements as you're using the heat of a magma god. You can imagine that things like the cold are not going to nip at you while you're wearing armor like this. Somebody trying to chill the metal of this armor is not going to have an effect on armor crafted the way that this is. You used Bear's Endurance and the blood and bones of a Loper. It has a very interesting effect for you. You see, the Bear's Endurance and blood and bones of the Loper actually works together to slow down time around you. In times of crisis, in times when it matters, your body's metabolism actually slows down just enough while you're wearing this armor to protect you, to keep you alive and longer, to preserve your well-being. But also in times of of need, when your body needs to heal, needs to recover quicker, the armor actually works to speed up the time, to actually allow your metabolism to work 2-4 times as fast to keep you alive. Not only did you craft yourself this amazing armor that is, of course, a new breastplate, it actually has a dual effect on you. It's actually you have to, first and foremost, you have to, what's the word I'm looking for, Tyler?
Attune,
thank you, to the armor, to have everything fully kick in for you. But the armor actually works like 2 pre-existing magic items, as though you're wearing both of them simultaneously. It actually works as a periapt of wound closure and an amulet of health simultaneously. For those of you that knows what that is, that's powerful. So on top of being breastplate armor, you actually, your constitution, write down somewhere else what it actually is, which is a 12 on your bio page or whatever. Your constitution immediately becomes a 19.
Holy.
It just becomes
that's a huge upgrade. You have a 4 in con now as opposed to your 1.
That retro affects your character, meaning that because you're level, what level are you, 5? You now, your maximum health points just increased by 10. For some reason, it says your maximum health points 30 and your current's 41. I think it's because you wrote it in the wrong spot when you leveled up.
Oh, maybe I did.
Yeah, so your 41 actually becomes a 51 for your max HP.
While wearing the armor.
Sorry. You had 12, it's a +1. You now have +4, it's a 3 difference. It's 15. Thank you, Josh. You popped in after I started saying it's 15 extra HP.
Not 10?
So
not
you're
10.
At
So your 41's
56.
a 56 health
Holy
points.
shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, look at your, when we change your constitution, which I'm doing right now for you, look at your constitution saving throw.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's now. Does she have proficiency in con saves?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, then yeah.
Yes, I do.
That's like that's a 7 now.
It's an 8.
It's an 8 now?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that higher than mine when I have a charisma save? My charisma's a 4 and because she has the amulet of protection. It adds +1, so
Correct.
it is an 8.
Yeah.
Ace. The question is the AC. I'm pretty sure it's the same as.
That did not, because we didn't go like using mage armors and shield of faiths and heroisms and whatnot. That actually I would have just jacked up our AC, but instead we jacked up the beefiness, the resistances and whatnot of the armor.
I just realized, I did write it. So 56 health, 19 constitution.
Yeah. Yep.
Correct. And you wrote down somewhere else that your base con is actually a 12.
Yes.
Okay. So your con goes through the roof. Awesome. And then just so you know, that's what Amulet of Health does. The Periapt of Wound Closure, which also requires 2, is it's 2 attuned items that could become 1 for you on your armor, which is amazing. So you can still wear a necklace, which you do as well. While wearing this pendant, you stabilize whenever you're dying at the start of your turn. So whenever you're dying, you don't roll death saves. Unless you're outright killed for whatever reason, you just automatically stabilize.
Well, that's convenient.
It's one of the ways that your constitution just slows down when it needs to. Furthermore, whenever you roll hit dice to gain health points, like during a short rest, because those happen so often, you double the number of health points it restores. So as an example, I'm just going to roll here a hit die for your character, like if you were just healing.
Yeah.
It's you just healed 14 instead.
My god.
Yeah.
So you made some very, very, very powerful armor. So if chat's wondering what her full AC is, 14 base armor, right? Because we didn't affect the AC of this. Not yet. She can forge that kind of stuff or enhance it in other ways in the future. Not right now, though. We gave her 2 magic items on top of the armor. That requires only 1 attunement. So 14 plus 2 for her dex plus 1 for her amulet is a 17 AC, which she's had the whole time. But her health points went through the roof. Con saves went through the roof. She has a hard time dying and can heal a lot faster. Your second wind is still wrong, by the way. That's supposed to be +5. There you go. Cool. Awesome.
Oh, my bad.
Yep, you're good. I fixed it. And so anything else? So going over the other magic items. So anyways, Rena, you crafted this armor. Did you want to make any final descriptions to it? Like, for instance, the image of Lady Aravel Dark Eyes. Do you put it on maybe the chest to make it emblazoned there? What do you do to make it very obviously Aravel armor?
I'm trying to think of how else I could do it. Yeah, I guess. Maybe towards the top.
Bye, Crystal Chen. Thanks for coming by.
I am upset.
Kind of like these two eyes toward the top.
Mm-hmm. Ah. I see what you're saying. Gotcha. Because her sigil is actually like a sword, right? So it's like
I want it to be. She's making it a little more ambiguous.
Yeah,
than
exactly.
Straight.
Yep,
yeah.
Yep. I like it because you're not going with the direct like that. You don't want to be too Perrin looking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Beautiful. Awesome. So I love the armor. I think it looks great. Let's actually take a step back for a second before we talk about other things to forge. And let's talk about the shield that you had crafted. Because you had put those eyes inside the shield as well.
Yes.
Because you had put those eyes inside the shield as well, I'll actually say, Tyler, that shield once a day as an action can cast the spell blindness.
Is that temporary? Permanent?
It's the spell blindness as per the rules of that spell.
Oh, got it.
And Tyler, the shield uses your DC as though you cast a spell. Okay? So this is not a spell slot of yours.
Correct.
Target has to be within all ranges and everything as per that spell. Rena had crafted that as well using those magic, eyes from that necromancer. Because blindness is a necromancy spell, so. Top of my head it is. All right, cool. Rena, last thing just to go over magic items.
Is it blindness, deafness? Because there's no blindness by itself.
Correct.
Okay.
But it's just blindness. That's the spell, but only blindness. Rena, you're currently wearing the armor, which requires attunement, and you're currently wearing the amulet of protection, which I believe requires attunement. You also have the Horn of Fog, I think, too, which is funny because you never use it. Does not require attunement.
I just always forget about items, to be honest.
Wow, you have so many potions of bull strength you never use. And
I
potions
think
of
they gave
shield
me
of
some
faith.
like
Wait,
forever ago.
you
We
had
didn't
those
use
on
them.
your person? I only was able to look at. I can't look at your sheet, so I didn't know.
Oh,
those were
my
on there.
bad. Yeah, well, we could spread them out then. That's fine.
No. Keep those. That increases your strength by 4.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, temporarily. Yeah, so anyways, and potions of things like Shield of Faith plus 4, that increases your AC by 4 temporarily. You should really look at your magic items sometimes.
Should really be using these, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. All right, moving on. So
what level is the blindness cast?
is there an effect? Is there a difference?
At higher levels, you can target additional creatures.
The lowest level possible.
So it's the lowest?
Yep.
Okay. So I'll just get rid of the higher level thing then.
Yep. And so Rena, cool. That amulet, I believe, I'm almost positive, requires attunement. I'm just double checking that right now.
So how do you do attunement?
You're allowed 3 attuned magic items, maximum for your character.
Okay.
Oops, that's not what I wanted.
So I'll do the armor and the amulet of protection.
Yeah, amulet of protection. Sorry, that's it. It's just a ring of protection as an amulet is all I did. Yep, requires attunement. That gives you +1 AC and saving throws. Cool. So that means you could technically attune to a 3rd item. You're saying that armor automatically.
It was the wisdom thing.
That's why I was saying use that with the armor. It automatically 4 damage every hit. What are you talking about there, Josh?
Oh, if you had used the bull's strength, is what he was thinking. He's trying to think.
Yeah, but we were working for a theme here versus so bull strength mixed onto that
Yeah.
didn't work with the theme. So all right, Rena. So my apologies. The 3rd item that you might want to wear, and now that you have that item, they might not let you have the other one. There's also the headband of inspired wisdom for whoever
that
wants
one.
us. It actually sets your wisdom to 15. Whoever puts it on and attunes to it, your wisdom automatically becomes a 15.
I unfortunately can't use anything. The Naga scale is attunement. My hood of disguise, which is necessary, is attuned, as is my pearl of power. Unless you took off the hood of disguise being an attunement item, Scott, I can't use any.
Nope,
other
that's an attunement
attunements.
item because it allows you to
That
hide
is-
yourself. Yeah, it's like a tax of being a weird race.
Messy, do you have any attuned items? Or would you
Yes.
want to use that or no?
What items do you have, Missy, that are attuned? Do you remember?
I don't remember. I didn't write it down.
Look at your
Do I have
character
to
sheet. What
attune
magic
to
items
this
do you have?
shield?
No.
Okay, thank God.
Nope.
And Loper Blood is gone, so I can delete
Because the effects of
now.
the shield are limited by XYZ. So, Oh, no, not that one. Sorry, Rena, I'm just trying to find something else for you.
You're fine. You're fine.
Messy, what magic items does your character have on him?
Well, the short swords, but are we talking just the equipment?
Yeah,
like
stuff that
utility
would be attuned, the magic items.
I'm not sure what's attuned, but I have swim and climbing gloves. Make me swim and climb faster.
That's attunement.
The vest of escape.
Don't know.
The belt of carrying stuff. I wrote down. I don't. It says it lets me carry stuff. I don't remember what that was.
But oh my God.
You are the worst. You sound like Mike. I have the hat of loud.
I don't remember what that belt was because you should have written it down.
I'm like, Mike,
Yeah,
the hat of loud?
stuff.
You mean that 55,000 gold piece item that you have? The hat of loud? Is that what you're calling it? Yeah, the hat of loud. It makes my character loud on my boat. I'm like, oh my God, it has like 17
really
spells.
Good, but I don't know what it is. Because that hat of loud, he forgot, like, it's a wondrous item. Like,
yeah. This.
What is the belt? I don't even remember that belt. Why didn't you write it down when I gave it to you?
You trusted me. It was funny.
It's not funny.
Oh, Messy, you're worse than Mike. Because at least Mike's funny. That's right.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
All right, we are no longer giving Yondis any
have
items.
Best of Escape, I remember that one.
The gloves that make me swim and climb faster, but I don't remember what the details of that were. I think we got those really early on, and I just
You
put it in there.
can swim and climb at your normal speed.
Yeah, which is nice. And those require attunement. Then there's the Vest of Escape, which advantage on Thieves' Tools checks and escaping and whatnot, which is, again, you attune to that, and that's awesome because all your Thieves' checks are advantage, which is amazing. And then the Phylactery of the Shepherd. What the hell is this? 3 times per day, phylactery wearer can determine the current health, well-being of an ally within 30 feet.
Yeah.
That was something we got from the chest.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, you don't give a shit about that one, so you're not attuned to that.
I have the +2 animal handling belt, but I don't use that either.
Yep. Okay.
You
the belt of carrying
so
stuff.
you got that belt of hold stuff?
Belt of carrying stuff.
That
Carrying stuff.
what's
the
that
description
belt?
says
That was in a
lets me-
chest. I told you specifically to
Lets
write
me
it down
carry
because
stuff.
I had to delete it.
Yeah, it lets me carry stuff.
Yeah, more or less is a belt of ant haul. So more or less it doubles your carrying capacity. That's all.
Okay.
That's all.
Is that right?
That's all it really does is doubles your
Then
carrying
you
capacity.
you do not have the equestrian belt.
All
You
right,
do
you're
not
right.
have that.
Lets me carry twice stuff, 2 times stuff.
Yep.
There we
Double
go.
carrying capacity is what it does.
Is that
Lets me carry
attunement,
2
Scott?
twig stuff.
I feel like that requires attunement.
That one does. Yes.
So
So how many
that's
attuned
3.
items do you have?
I'm
then?
not using the phylactery.
Say it's 3.
So he has 3. Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
he
then I will use the headband.
I don't need it. I'm not gonna use
You
it
could do
anyway.
that,
Give
or
it
you
to
can
me.
take the bracers of armor that give you +2 to AC and make your
My
AC
AC's
19.
pretty shit.
Mine?
Yeah, you could take the bracers of armor +2 to AC.
And then give him
Don't
the
you already
headband?
have something that?
No,
gives you your
nobody
AC?
else can use the headband.
Oh, you're just saying take the bracers.
No, I'm saying you have the option, is what I'm saying.
Either the braces or the headband.
Yeah.
Oh.
But don't you already have something that boosts your AC?
No.
Yeah, but yeah,
Well.
she is the amulet of protection.
Yeah,
What
that.
bracers are you talking about? Braces
There's
of armor.
bracers of armor that we have.
Don't the braces of armor not stack with other armor?
I don't remember.
In older editions, it does not. So let me just check here because I honestly don't remember because 5e is weird when it comes to this.
Josh, he can't use it because he's attuned to stuff already.
Braces of defense requires attunement. They give you +2 AC if you are wearing no armor and not using a shield.
Oh.
Okay. So
Oh.
braces
No,
of
so you gotta be
armor-
naked?
No, not naked, but yeah. Because like you wear what?
Basically, you.
You wear leather armor, which only gives you what +1 AC.
I have no idea, bro.
So you actually, if you wore those bracers, your AC would go up by 1, and you would not be wearing armor. So you would actually look even more mundane, which is not a bad thing for your style.
Well,
So you are currently attuned to, let's go over this again, the gloves
The vest
of
of
swimming and
escape.
climbing, and the vest of escape, which are the important ones.
And then the
And
strength
then the belt.
Yeah.
Do you really need that?
I don't know. I don't even know if I put in the weight.
You weren't
from it.
even using it really.
I really don't even think I put that it did anything except.
Because
what
you
it
don't
gives.
carry a lot of stuff. You really just don't. I'm looking at all
I'm
of your
pretty
shit
light.
here. Yeah, you're pretty
Yeah.
light. You don't even need that belt. That's something that you
So-
should realistically look at selling.
What's the name of it? I'm
Oh, you know what
putting
you
it
could
there.
do? That belt of carrying stuff? You know, it'd be really nice.
Put it on the horse.
No, what? You actually give it to Flint. But hey, Flint, thanks for helping us build this blah
Oh,
blah
yeah,
blah.
we
There
were
we
talking
go,
about-
yeah.
So nice.
Yeah.
Flint, do you want to give us all that gold you stole for the belt? Hit me up.
So you
Flip
give
on
you
that.
give Flint that belt for having made your thing and so on and so forth. The belt now goes somewhere useful because he might come back in the future.
No.
And
No.
then shut up,
No.
you. They already voted yes. You're
they
outvoted.
didn't.
They pry it from your hands because you're weak and nobody can.
I didn't even.
Yeah.
They didn't even know I had it.
Listen, that's
They had no
because
idea I had it
you're
until just
dumb. You
now.
didn't even know you had it.
Yeah, I did. It was written right there. on my
Listen,
sheet.
you're
It's
getting a
belt of carrying
headband of
stuff.
inspired wisdom, so your wisdom's gonna shoot through the roof. Shut up, or
What do
you're
I
getting
use
your
wisdom
AC.
for?
What do you use wisdom for? What is your current wisdom? It's a 10.
0.
It's going to a 15. You get a +2. Let's see. What's wisdom based? Let's see. Wisdom saving throws, insight checks, medicine checks, perception checks, and survival
My
checks.
perception's already a +6,
So now it becomes a
being doubled.
+8. Good job.
but I already
Or
miss
you
all
can
my.
increase your
bow
AC
sword.
by 1 by putting on the braces of armor. And you would have thematically, it makes more sense because you wouldn't have. to
I
have
actually think the
armor.
braces of armor would be good for him personally.
I think so too.
I think so.
I think so too.
Yeah, but Flint's not getting my belt.
Flint's getting the belt, right, guys?
Flint's got the belt.
Cool.
Only if he gives us back the gold he stole.
He didn't steal
Nope,
anything.
Flint gets the belt.
So, anyways,
Too nice.
so you get the vest and the
Fine.
gloves.
Let me remove the belt of 2 times carrying stuff, which I just fixed.
Just hit info and put and drag because you're dumb. I'm an asshole. You need to pull it, drag and drop the braces of armor on.
No. I just added it.
Well,
Gucci. Wait. We're good. Go ahead. Continue.
Okay,
so
cool.
you have the bracers on, right?
So your AC, so you actually remove your armor and you add your bracers on. I'm looking at you on this sheet. I'm just gonna adjust him really
I
quickly here.
did it. I did it. I fixed
Where?
it.
Did you just hard change your AC? So you broke the math. You broke the equation
Yeah,
that
it's
makes your
fine.
AC work.
all
Cool.
good.
Oh my God.
I'm glad that this is
Bro,
gonna be.
you know people had to do this with pencils, right? You know, every single time.
Don't
adjust
you
your character
dare
sheet was
explain
with
this to
pencils,
me.
Right?
I probably still have here around clipboards with
Rena, you
mechanical
wanna-
pencils only, waiting for all my PCs. So you don't
You want to
waste
go play
tables.
Risk of Rain real quick while they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, don't you explain to me, you little zoomer. And
Are you
then,
guys done fighting?
Rena,
We have
just to be
armor to
clear-
finish
Yes,
up
by
here.
hand.
so Rena, just to be clear, are you getting the amulet that increases your wisdom as well?
I mean, I can't put anything else
Which
on there.
amulet?
It's
Sorry,
the headband.
sorry,
of
headband.
wisdom.
Oh, the headband. Yeah, I guess so. Yes, that's what I was gonna say.
We're
that's
about
why I
to
asked.
we're about to take a break in a moment, and when we come back, we're going to come back to where it was that we had left off, which is them like having rested and the two of them having a degree of fatigue or whatever.
Yes.
When we come back from that, I want in chat a couple of different options or descriptions of what Reina's headband should look like. So they found this magic item in the chest. This wasn't
Rambo.
something that she made. No, a headband doesn't have to actually be a headband. It could be made out of metal. Not a tiara, not like a little princessy thing. Like, but it could be legit like Karate Kid style or Rambo style.
I literally thought of like Naruto for whatever reason.
when you
as
said
like
Naruto.
all I yeah.
But it could also be like a circlet,
funny.
like literally just like a simple metal bands that goes
Ooh,
across.
lit.
Can
That
it be
would
a
cute.
metal band for like pulling back her hair or something?
Yeah, it could be tons of different styles.
that'd be cool.
So in
Maybe
chat,
a
come up with some
crown.
ideas. The ones that Rena says, "Ooh, I like those." As we're coming back from chat, I'll make a poll and we'll have people vote on it, and they can
Okay.
vote to
Maybe a crown.
not a crown or tiara. Those are automatically getting. You say crown or tiara, and I take 5 daddies away. I won't actually do that. It's too much work. But awesome.
I mean earrings, right? Like earrings could count technically.
Technically speaking,
Any
it just has to be
headpiece?
a headpiece. It could be a headdress. You full blown like Native American style.
No.
You live in Nevada.
Absolutely not.
You live in Nevada.
It's a hell.
Do you want to
No.
culturally appropriate while you're out there?
Absolutely not.
Just walking up there and people are like, Rena,
No culture.
why are you
vultures out
culturally
here.
appropriating? And you go, how? And with that, we take a break. Okay, we'll see
You're
everybody.
banned. I'm banning you from your own channel.
Everybody, we're back. Oh.